Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Call of Duty Challengers Elite. My name is Bryce. Joining me for this evening of wonderful games is Chris Tunn. This is day 2 of Challengers in the first series of Challengers there has been in Europe this year. So we've got more wonderful games for you. Tunn, how are you feeling about the games we saw yesterday?
Feeling good. We had some stiff competitions, some very, very close games, some not so close games as well. But I really enjoyed what we got to see. We got some crazy maps. And honestly, for me, what was really catching me out, and I know it's not really too much of a surprise, but some of these guys are absolutely beaming right now. I mean, it's been incredible to see some of the gameplay coming out from yesterday. Some of the teams that we were expecting to look pretty decent, look better than that. Some of the teams who were expecting to maybe have an easier time of things, not as easy of a time. So yeah, it was an interesting day to say the least.
Yeah, and we spoke about this at length, and we'll probably talk about it during the broadcast, but it's just the first day. It's the first few matches have gone underway. Obviously, some teams differentiating themselves from the pack, but all is not lost. If you had a bad day yesterday, you can recover today and get some wins on the board. But for those who had a great time yesterday, they'll be going to do much of the same. And there were some outrageous performances, obviously, on the screen here. Clearly, Connor, great time when we watched him just cut through an entire map. Yeah,
this was a really good game. I think Team Higgy actually gave themselves a decent account of themselves, I should say. It was a very close game, especially, I mean, some of these rounds of control were coming down to the wire. The hard point was back and forth. The S&D was really close too. So Team Higgy are a team to maybe keep an eye on as things go later on. They're going to be one who are trying to push for that top 6, but as you can see from the standings so far, not necessarily the best start. I should say the top 4, not the top 6. I kind of knew what I meant, but looking over towards it, a couple of teams sitting at 2-0. I'm going to see a few of them today, and then other than that, though, things are going to start getting tight very, very quickly.
Yeah, they certainly are. Obviously, standouts from a few of those teams, and we'll go over them again in the broadcast to kind of keep you up to date with everything. But this is our current schedule for the day. We start off with our primary game, Revive versus Omit EU, and our secondary game, which will be streamed on the second channel if you want to check out just gameplay, which is 5 Media Clan versus Falcons. But we will also be jumping into it if we have time. Then we have Moon versus Team War in our second slot of the evening as our primary game. And our secondary game will be Clutch Rain versus K2, which we'll cover as much as possible. So there's the schedule. There's all the lovely games we have lined up for you today. But we have to start somewhere. And of course, that will be the first game in our primary slot. Ton should be a good one.
Yeah, it should be a very interesting one, actually. I'm curious to see how Revived look. I know we got a little peek yesterday against Omit, so yeah, it should be an interesting one, Bryce.
It certainly should. Let's take a look at the rosters for them. Of course, this is Revived Gaming, Twisted, Luke, F. Dot, and fortunately the thing is just covered up with my graphic on the screen, so I can't see that last name.
Which one can you say? It was Twisted,
I
Luke.
can't see any of the middle ones.
Oh, right, okay, so it was Luke and Keza, and then F. Dot alongside Twisted as well. So yeah, it's an interesting roster. Looking over towards some of their results over the season so far, kind of coming in around the top 8, top 6 in the online cups. Didn't have a great time of things in Boston, but no European teams really did. And then a cup number 1, very, very similar to that. So a bit of a mixture of results, but something that hasn't been mixed is how Omit EU been doing. Vortex, Mythics, Weeman, and Real. One cup number 1, one cup number 2. Top 12 of Boston would have been a disappointing result. They did actually have Harry in at the beginning of the season, but he is now being moved on, and Real comes in place. So this is a very good team. They are the team to beat in Europe at the moment, I would say. And so far, so good for them, sitting at 2-0, but this is going to be a bit of a stiffer test, you would imagine. Got Skibro coming up first, Terminal second, Invasion third, and then if we do need them, Subbase and High Rise will close us out. But I think this should be a relatively close game. A lot of people will still be favoring Omit, but at the same time, Revived are going to be one of these rosters who are going to be wanting to push for that top 4. They would love a result here. It would be massive for their season, whereas for Omit, if they are going to lose this one, they would still be more than fine to be qualifying for the top 4, you would like to imagine. So it's a mostly important game for Revived, but for Omit, it's going to be interesting to sort of see where they stack up against some of these more mid-tier teams.
Yeah, it's certainly well. Fortunately, my screen's all fixed now. I can see everything
Excellent.
again. Just didn't want to get it wrong. I was like, oh no, I better just double check. But it doesn't matter. The game will be underway just a minute. And I think it's actually an interesting point that you made just a minute ago. For Omit EU being the team to take down in Europe, it puts a lot of pressure on yourself. Even if you drop a map or you drop a series, everybody wants to take you down. And other teams will be overjoyed to see you take any sort of a loss, including anything on a map where they think you look a little bit weak. So yeah, keep an eye on the bans for this one. I suggest you have a word with Steve Vortex because he keeps banning out Rio. So you can't
I know,
see it,
mate.
Ton.
I've seen that. It was actually a ban came through from it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have a word with him, to be honest, because It's really not on. I need to see some more. I thought he would like that map, to be honest with you. He must be getting a bit old in his age now. Not as necessarily as cracked with a rival these days, although they seem to be doing quite well, so maybe he is. But irrelevant of that. Revived sitting at 1-1, Omid sitting at 2-0. So important game in the grand scheme of things for both these two teams, and interested to see which way it goes.
Yeah, it really is. Obviously, as we run through these, just as we wait for this game to load in, you can see in Group A, 5 Media Clan and Team War, flawless start so far. Then we've got Team Moon and Team Falcons, both 1-1 in this at the moment. We'll be looking to improve a little bit. Team Moon, I think, had a very good showing yesterday, actually. Then you've got Noctum, who I also thought had a good showing, but hasn't reflected yet in the points. And last but not least, Team Higgy, 0-2 themselves, but maybe the logo makes up for it, Ton.
Yeah, 100% does make up for it. I presume that is Higgy, who's of Team Higgy. I'm not 100% sure. We've been out on the scene on the Challengers EU side of things for a couple of years, mate, so we need to catch up. But irrelevant of that, it's one of these things where you do like to see the inventive logos. It's nice to see Team Warm back as well, though. Shout out to Kev and the boys over there. Very, very good organisation. They've been around for a long time, so yep. Nice to see them involved. Team Falcons as well. Some very storied organisations part of the Challengers EU side of things.
Certainly is. And Group B, just to run it down before we go any further, Clutch Rain and Omid EU, flawless so far, both 2-0. Then we've got Revived Gaming and Core Cat, 1-1. That's 3 points aboard for them both, wins and losses apiece. Then we've got 22 Esports and K2 Esports. Unfortunately, not able to find anything yesterday. But today is a beautiful brand new day, and I wish them all the best of luck of getting out of that 5th and 6th slot. But those are our team standings so far, and we will update you hopefully after the first set of games and we get everything done. But now you know our schedule. We know the maps, we know the teams, we know the standings, and we know what is at stake. So we will be jumping into our very first game of this one. Ton, how are you feeling about our first matchup?
Well, I'm feeling confident for Omid, and I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Is it Omid? Is it Omid? You know what it is? I do get myself hung up on these things, and I would be correcting you if I knew you had it wrong. So hopefully we can have that communicated exactly how we should be saying it. But I will be feeling very positive towards their chances in this game. They have looked like the best team in Europe right now. It's going to be a close one between them and Team War. I think that's kind of where everybody is seeing things at this moment in time, and a couple of others who are very much there with a chance. I think for Omid here, a solid win would be great for them. 3-0, 3-1, they've got to be feeling nice about. But for Revived, an opportunity to really stake your claim here in Europe. You're going up against one of the big boys. What can you do with it? It's going to be Skid Row Hard Point to kick things off. So we talked about those rotations so many times. Who's going to be on top of them the best?
Well, this is going to be a test today. How are the teams feeling? It has been said by many people for many years that Call of Duty can be a very much on the day game. And how are these two teams going to go for it? Of course, keep an eye on this map. It does play a little bit weird. You'll see teams rotating very early to P2 if they can. It is usually a money hill for many people, but all the money in the pockets of Revive right now.
Yep, looking good for them. Man should pick up some decent time over towards P1, but they will be more than happy to try and find themselves a rotation a little bit later. So for Omid, it is one of those cases that you will just take that risk, and well, you're going to find yourself 50 points down by the time we do get over towards P2, but they will expect to answer back with that 3 kills per pack to kick things up. But for Revived, you will take that all day long.
Comes Real, and he's just going to look for it as well. That's a complete cleanup in the end, and that's what they were looking for. Sacrifice, complete P1, 41 seconds down as that P2 will pop. And they'll be looking for the full 60 here to get themselves ahead. This set plays a little bit weird. Sometimes you just can't get into P1. Vortex already looking for those players, punishing them for moving here. It's going to be a garage spawn, so it's very, very quick for them as well. But Real ready for it.
Deleting them up close. Absolute shotgun is the rival 9 at this moment in time. Trying to find a break through the garage side, and then obviously pushed over towards the car park. Real's got to hold these shots down, and if he can do, would expect him to do at this close range. Going to go for the child as well, just repositions. Great hold from Omid so far, but it needed to be, Bryce, right? I mean, there's still 25 seconds to play for here. It needed to be as perfect as it has been so far, but FDot's going to make this a bit more interesting. Does have a couple of players still to deal with. Shouldn't find these shots and doesn't. Weeman just about gets him. So the fact that FDot is able to find those couple of kills, though, does mean that Omid are going to be maybe a little bit later than they would have been here over towards P3.
Looking for behind the door, not going to find it, though. All locked in here for Revive Gaming. This is a rotation battle so far. Vortex going for the chase, but has to just slow down a second. Not on the control here for Omid, but Revive just happy to soak this time while they've got it. But 2 kills going down has caused an issue. A player on the hill is out. There's no more time being soaked. Weeman going for the chapel. Will be caught as well. A great bounce back from Revive Gaming.
Twisted finds his second kill of the game, and an important one at that, but can only hold it down for so long. Potential pinch now on the cards. There will be a push from the alleyway, and of course, back from the P2 side. Good kill starting to come through here. Real just looks kind of unkillable at times, doesn't he? Finding himself leading the leaderboard right now. 7 and 5 out of him, but for Omid here, they haven't been able to keep a hold of P3. They were able to find a break, and the shot's going to come through from Pack. So, really good job from Revived. 15 seconds remaining here. Looking like they are going to pick up the majority of this time, or Omid going to push for this scrap.
Twisted, that's going to be a huge kill as well. It's going to cause a few issues for Omid, but they are going to get him before anything else goes wrong. And now as we head towards this rotation, again, it's been a battle of the rotations. Revived managed to hold the lion's share of time on that last one. As we head to P4, can they find a gap? Vortex already looking to close down any lane they could attack from.
I really like the setup that they had going on there. They had one player towards the back apartments, Ali. Now all of a sudden, though, for Revived, you're going to start spawning that. So Omid know exactly where this push should be coming from. They're going to be spawning towards the tunnel side, so they've got a good idea. Let's see if the push can come. It's very aggressive from the back. All 4 of them are here.
Real already found 2, but it's going to be a 2 for 2 as well. Real still alive, can afford a Keza. This is a great push from Revive. They've got bodies into this point at 30 seconds. Weeman just holding the angle. Doesn't want to challenge. Already finds one to challenge him. F-Dot isn't going to be able to help. Vortex coming to the reinforcements as well. But Pack gets one eventually traded out. It was a good push from Revive, but the trades just did not fall their way in the end. And now we're off to the rotation. Keep an eye on Real. Key player for them so far, but is outnumbered.
Let's see if we can find it. But for F-Dot there, that was just a little bit unfortunate. Tries to help his teammates out of clearing Barber. Can't get rid of Weeman. Just gets a bit of bad cut time, and Vortex comes down the tunnel. All of a sudden, you're being broken and now thinking about breaking. Once again, Omid starting to find the lion's share of the kills. Getting Weeman up here is a dangerous prospect now. Revived are going to have to be careful. Shots starting to rain on through. The positioning is there here for Revived. But Omid not in a bad spot to try and find a break.
Oh, Weeman trying to thread the needle, not able to get a long-range gunfight. Fortunately, Real is close. Still all to play for here. Both teams firing from power positions, but it will be Omid that get the advantage so far. Mythics under pressure will fall. It is not locked in for either team, but they have pushed Revive back.
And the problem is when you are all pushing through from that car park side, it is so difficult. It's such a tight choke point. If the rest of the team are actually pushed up and not just sitting over towards the top of P2, it's really difficult to find a breakthrough. They have managed to find a break with 15 seconds to go. For all that, Omid are going to find themselves in the lead here. They did sacrifice a lot of time over towards P1, but got the time back at P2. They'll be wanting to get every single second they possibly can this time around. It really comes down to these opening gunfights, right? You don't want to lose a couple of gunfights and then overcommit and then end up losing P2 spawns. Right now, though, they're starting to win them. Vortex sitting at 16 and 9 to kick things off. Kind of mixing it up when it does come down to Skid Row is not too much of a surprise. There's a lot of long angles that can be watched, but looking good for Omid here over towards P1.
And now for Revived, this is what it comes down to. Surely somebody's going P2 to hold it down for just a few seconds. A huge soak coming in from Omid. And now look at it. They already know this. 34 seconds left to go. They're trying to get something. Weeman is throwing bullets at everybody, but he doesn't have reinforcement. There is no trade. So for Omid, they are going to have to do this the hard way. Revive giving Hammer an opportunity to get 60 points on the board once this changes.
Yeah, you got an opportunity to find 60, but you give 60 up, right? It's a tough position to be in, and I think it's not so bad off the rip when you are, losing those kills over towards P1. You sort of say, okay, let's chop P2 up. It's no big deal. But when you're already behind, heading into that second rotation, it may sting just a little bit more. Kills starting to come through at the right time here for Omid, and all of a sudden they're going to start getting a little bit of a squeeze on. It's going to be Twisted, left all on his own. Tunnel push going to start coming through. Vortex is going to concentrate on this, though. First finds 2 as well. That's massive from Steve. And all of a sudden, the push in towards the top. They should be able to trade it. Twisted all on his own. Finds 2. Oh, he's done brilliantly. How on earth has he locked this down? If you can find any more, you'll do fantastic. But Revive locking it down thanks to Twisted.
Oh, Twisted unfortunately will fall there in a second, but what a valiant defense. Keeps them away for a few more minutes. And there's at least some points in, but it will be broken by Omid as well, off the back of Steve Vortex. And now they have a horrible thing. Do they try and get back in here? They already have that back alley control. They are at P3, but they have fallen significantly behind. Omid will be above 200 points by the time this changes hands.
Twisted did a really good job there, but the problem was already there, wasn't it? You lose 3 of your teammates around it. The fact that he found 2, probably about a 10-second difference in what the scoreline would have been because of his heroics. We need plenty more of those, though, when we do head over towards P3. Kipwreck coming in over towards the backside. Omid already rotating all the way through Barber Tunnel. They found their way over, and the gunny's looking very, very hot. That is a clean break and a clean wipe. 50 seconds to play for here over towards P3. They can very much win it here.
And with that, Revive were close no longer. 30 seconds until this one falls. And they cannot find anywhere to go. Nowhere is open for them. Every door is closed. Every lane is watched. It is a gauntlet for the next 20 seconds. Can they even find a trade? No, they cannot. It is a shutdown. It is 12 seconds to go. It is a massacre on the map.
Fantastic work from Omit. All the way through this one. Seemed in control. The only time that they weren't was when the game kicked off and they got P1 control, lost P2, no problem whatsoever. Omit managed to take this one away, 250 to 116. That's a very, very solid scoreline from them. And just the rotation's just that little bit better, right? They're finding the kills when they need to. They're finding these breaks. And when they have their setup on lock, you ain't getting in. I mean, the AR play, plenty of them there at the right time for the side of Omit. Really, really good performance. I think for Revived, I think it's one of those moments where sometimes it's hard to say, because it's when you're thinking about P1 and P2 on Skid Row, it is that double-edged sword, right? You want to commit and make sure you can get a good amount of time, or do you want to make sure that you rotate over towards P2 and do the damage from there? You kind of don't have a choice of doing both, right? It always seems to be the way that if you're going to get one, you can't have the other. And that's fine when you're kicking the game off, but when then you are already so far behind, you need to be hitting these P2 rotations for me and just trying to gamble on a couple of kills of P1 to pick up from scrap, or at least stop the opposition from picking up every single second there too, right? It's a tough one. It's a really tough position to be in. Everybody at home will know themselves when you're playing around play on this one. It's a nightmare to try and deal with it at the beginning of the game on Skid Row. But Omit dealt with that as best as they could. They lost the majority of the time at P1, so they said, right, cool, we'll get a full 60 at P2. And then their braking was just that little bit better after the great equalizer of the first two hills. Really, really solid job from them. I see Vortex actually rocking the SMG and the AR. I mean, we've always typically known him as an SMG player. I know he's chopped and changed, but he is an SMG player. He does try to think he's an AR player, but he looked like an AR player here, Brycey, for me. Those couple of kills here and there.
Well, certainly playing well, but the game started to get away from Revive. I have to give them credit. I thought with the rotation battles, it would be a little bit closer. Unfortunately, just weren't able to get some of the holds that Omit were able to pull off, and whenever they got the rotation in that second half of the game, realistically, it was scrappy. Whenever Omit had it, it was just held. And that was the difference in the end. But hey, Hardpoint can sometimes get away from you, especially on rotations like that. But hey, it's a new game mode next. S&D for these two teams.
Yeah, and just to finally put a button in that one, you know what it's like when you're behind in Hardpoint. You need to be picking up the scrap time and you need to be rotating. It does become very, very difficult if you find yourself well and truly behind, which is what was the case for Revived after, what, maybe 5 or 6 hills. They were already a good chunk behind. But S&D will be coming up in this one between these two teams in just a moment. But we do have our other game going on right now, so we're going to jump into that. The secondary that is over on the B stream. Fire Media taking on Team Falcons. This should be an interesting one. Fire Media look like a very, very good squad, but Falcons coming over. A few players from Saudi Arabia, as far as I'm aware, as well. So interested to see how these guys are going to do. I think it should be interesting to see what such a massive organization can do in the challenger scene over here in Europe. Coached by Lou T as well. European challenger royalty, if you like. So, I mean, he'll love that, guys, in fairness. Hopefully he's not watching.
Well, potentially watching the team at the moment. The Falcons fighting from behind, looking for a Sucrete, just throwing bullets through the doorway. A little bit of a hailstorm, but not going to be enough. Already you can see they are here and ready. This rotation could get them back into this game. Losing at the moment, 195 to 115.
Good setup here. Over towards the next hill, though. If they can hold this down, then that will be looking great. But, I mean, the Fire Media can't. A very, very good lineup. I mean, you look at every single name in their storied players in the challenger scene in Europe. Can they hold this down, though? Trying to find a couple of kills if they can, but over towards the back is kind of where you want to find that push coming from if you're Fire Media. But they're trying to come in over the top. Hasn't worked out yet. Good shots coming through. Just managed to survive. The Falcons have closed the gap there. It's around 60 or 70, now down to about 50.
Oh, back into the game. Losing a little bit in the kill feed, and that's just because they're trying to get out. Trying to rotate and get out of this trap they've got into. They're slaying heavily in favor at the moment of Fire Media Clan, but realistically, this is just a breakaway from changing hands in terms of score.
Oh my word. Wow. I mean, look, Super does so well to find those shots, but the positioning is what gets that for him there. Fantastic work. Up towards the window. They all run that same direction. We'll have you very, very easily. Now Yakko going to try and hold it down from the front.
Here we go. Falcons trying to get into it. Unfortunately, that is 1 by 1. They have got a couple of kills onto the board. Yakko now going to have GR Sukri looking over him. Goes away. Horrible timing. They've identified the spawn. They figured it out, but unfortunately, they are going to lose it. 30 seconds left to go. Falcon get the break. I know there is at least a cruise missile in the hand of Super if they want to try and break this back, but I doubt they will.
Nicely done from Falcons. Just sheer brute force, if anything. Sukri trying to unlock it down over towards the top side, but when we're thinking about the rotation coming in 15 seconds, I think I'd rather be where Falcons are right now.
If you're looking for it, that's a great shot already. Looking for a few more. Moving fast, ready for this rotation. Falcons will have to break again. They have a player here. Roxas looking for it, but has been found, and he's going to fall down. That is all pink in the kill feed. And now the problem. Here comes the gauntlet. Can they run through it in 25 seconds? Super may call in that cruise missile. They may just put the little dot on the end of this sentence because they are not close.
Good position for Super. Honestly, surviving was great, but actually gets taken down pretty quickly. Renko's got a lot of work to do here. The squeeze is going to start coming. Spawn out for 5 media. Falcons will know that now as they start to spawn over towards the submarine side. Couple of kills starting to come on through. 190 has been approached. Yakko finds 2, but that will be it. Good break from Falcons again.
Absolutely not giving this up, even when a little bit behind. And when this rotation hits, it's going to be anybody's game. Both teams are going to be in lethal range on this next hard point. Yakko is going to fall. And now Renko tries his hand. He's going to get into there as well. They can win this on this point. Falcons Roxas hasn't turned. They're going to fall as well. And the game is going to end, not with a bang, but with a whimper for Falcons. They had the opportunity. It was close, but had to look too many directions. And the time just went against them. 5 Media Clan, pull off the hard point.
Yeah, and I think for 5 Media, it's one of those games where you would be expecting to win it, but a relatively close one. Falcons bring themselves back into it. A couple more maps to go on that side of things, though, Bryce. So, interested to see how that series plays out, but 5 Media looking good in that one.
They certainly are. All right, we're going to go to a quick break here on Call of Duty Elite Challengers. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you right after this for our game number 2, Search and Destroys. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Call of Duty Challenger League in Europe. My name is Bryce. Joining me here, of course, Chris the Northerner Ton. We are ready to go into our next game.
I'm not sure that's that relevant, really. Or is it?
I don't know. I thought maybe I could give you like the Northerner. Could be like a cool
So,
nickname.
do I just like? Are you trying to like? Am I the North's representation in Call of Duty now? Is that what it is? Or is that?
I was just giving you,
Vortex?
a little bit extra spice for that one. But speaking of spice already, F-Dot, this is an aggressive push straight into the plane. Straight into Mythics, and he's going to lose that gunfight, unfortunately. They still have some bodies on the point, though, but it will be down 2-3.
Yeah, because they're there for the trade, so not the end of the world. 2 versus 3. One player pushed towards that middle of the map. I think it was underneath them, and all of a sudden now this is going to be very, very difficult. I mean, you can see every single arrow looking at that plane, and we talked about it yesterday, Brycey. That plane could be better cover, in fairness. As far as the cylinders that fly through the sky, they don't offer that much resistance to actual bullets, so pushing through towards plane now would be very, very difficult. So they choose to back up. But he may well be on the cards now. As Omid do send Vita. Wow, that was a lot harder to say than I anticipated. Vortex over towards that side now to push over towards B. They've got to be... Yeah, surely. Just walk through the middle of the map.
Good timing here. Eventually going to be seen. Pack. Sail over his life. Wingman on the stairs will find the trade, but Kez will get his own, but time is against them. Goes for another trade, surely. Starting around, we'll have to think about planning. Leaving him vulnerable. This could be a retake already. Vortex making a move to check this. Surely, as soon as it gets planted, be found. Doesn't even get the bomb down. Unlucky. Good opportunity there from Revived.
Yeah, that's tough. I really like the fact that they did just overcommit to B, if anything. I mean, they just ran straight through library, straight through the hallway, and onto the site, and it's like, oh yeah, we're chilling now, it's no problem. They're definitely, all 3 of them are over towards A. That wasn't the case. Collapsed on them very, very quickly. Some good shots in the end, coming through from Pack there, but not quite enough to finish his dinner on either one of the 2 kills. So, how long will it take? We'll find the first round on the defensive side, so we go over towards the attack and then repeat that feat. Need the bomb, probably. Or do they? They might just kill them all.
See, and already everything going down. Vortex stunned so hard, eventually going to get out of here. Light's going to come back, but Real has made a move straight through. They found a gap.
I mean, if they had the bomb, this would be absolutely ideal, but as it goes, it's still coming through Burger, and that's also not ideal at all. We all find the kill onto Vortex, but I don't think they know he's up top now. They haven't got a clue. Kill coming on through. Weeman will find that next one. It will actually be Mythics, and now Pack left. 1 versus 2, with Real up top. You're dead to rights. Bit of a wonky round for Omid in that one, but they will take it nonetheless.
Let's see. At the moment, it's been a great showing by Omid. It's been a little bit scrappy. I've got to say, I think that these rounds don't feel very clean for either side. There's been just a few little moments that it could have gone the other way. Of course, it's the kill's not going great for Revive, but only 2 rounds in, so it's not an issue.
I think it's going to change very quickly, right? It's not the end of the world. If Revive can get this round back, then all of a sudden you're heading over towards defense. You should be able to tie things up. But getting hold of this round will be a little bit more difficult. See the slow push over towards Beast. Going to start coming through in a second. They haven't really shown face here whatsoever. Smoke, though, is going to alert Omid to exactly what's going on. Weeman's just going to hold the side that he can't actually hold it down. Does he have a trophy here? It doesn't look like he's starting to get tagged up. If he can find anything, that would have been massive. But now it's 2 versus 4 in favour of Revive.
Great push getting all the way through. Vortex will get 1 back, though. Revive still should be in full control. They have this bomb down. They have the numbers. And Vortex is finding bullets in the face, but hasn't dropped. It's down to a 2 versus 2. Cannot see anything. Desperate for information. F-Dot so well covered. And just that play alone might be it. Vortex is going to see him, but F-Dot will get that first kill. Mythics will get the trade. Down to a 1 versus 1. Time against him. Didn't see that player go through into Burger. Mythics will go for this Chow. But will the time? Knows where he is. Straight up to the bomb.
Does he might not have an angle on this.
He's desperately searching for him. Does he have the
All of a sudden feel pinned in. But then he can't find a pick, which Mythics may have. Had he not aimed away from that point, which he'd been aiming at for 20 seconds. Classic card time coming on through there, but Vortex will find one to answer back. 3 versus 3.
Now the question is, who blinks first. Omit. It looks like they're making a move there. Decided B is where they're going. Weeman, that is a huge kill to open up the site. Twisted comes in for the reinforcements in trade. Real taking bullets left, right, and center. Gets away. Twisted has to back off as well. Now, it's all about information. F-Dot is watching the cross.
Vortex firing a couple of bullets off and waiting for him as well. Big gunfight coming through. Gonna go for the Charl again. It was Weeman who finished it off. Outrageous challenges coming through for a moment. Find themselves now 3-1 up, and these attacking rounds are starting to flow for both two teams.
And it's just a few key gunfights opening it up. Realistically, I thought Revive may have just held it, but one gunfight goes against him, and all of a sudden, it's completely open. 3-1 to the good. Revive now going to be on the attack. Let's see how aggressive they are. Last time they managed to get into B. It came down to a 1v1 and a little bit of timing.
Fancy it again. Trophy down, smoke down. Not quite. A little bit of cover out now, though. Smoke was down. Sorry, I knew I seen it go out. I wasn't too sure, but because I will find the first kill with the Vortex Weeman, that will say thank you very much. There's the first one. Pack is the next potential land for the Slaughter. Shot's going to start coming in from him. He will back Weeman down, but Real's here to help him out. Isn't able to do anything. Gets picked away. 2 versus 3 now for the side of Omit.
Weeman has made a move, laying down. Wow. Bomb's going to go down as well. Weeman is caught as well. Mythics last alive. 1 versus 2. Knows where Twisted is. Twisted continuing to just be a problem to kill. The Mythics can't even really chow. 33 seconds left and outnumbered.
Has that shouldering. Doesn't need to commit to the gunfight, but will in the end. Revived will find the round. It's just been all attack rounds. I want to say it's the last 4. Went over towards the attacking side. Keza just taking his time there. Really nice centering. And will find the gunfight. Good job from Revived here. Making a game of it in the search and destroy.
Wow. Let's see. I've always said it is the great equalizer. Some good strategies, some good teamwork, and just a few little opportunities. And you can take an S&D off almost anyone. Mythics moving here with the bomb. Real the other side. Just making a bit of noise and smoke going down. Are they trying to bait this out for a big plane push? It looks like it is, and it might be working. Keep it on that mini-map. If they get this timing right, they should be straight in.
A gap in the defense. F-Dot didn't see them. Now Vortex will presume that he actually has this free. So shots going over towards the back. One thing, F-Dot's there, did see him. And gets away. So it makes it a little bit awkward now for Omit. They should be able to get this bomb down. They've got eyes on at least one towards top gens and one towards the back of the stun. The nade is not going to connect. Seen him slide.
Now, but Keza will find Weeman. Slowly but surely, the trap descends! That is a huge gunfight to lose. It goes down to a 2 versus 2 now. Opportunity for Revived. Real needs to get it. He's going to be left alone in a 1 versus 2. Hoping to fight something through the air as well. And F-Dot takes a few bullets. It's Chow out at the same time. Twisted, though, locked in. 4 streak. Gets the kills. And Romit, they are going to be disappointed they lost that one.
Massively disappointed. Honestly, it looks like Real was watching the flank. I don't know if the player just ran straight through hallway, because then Vortex is being shot in the back as Twisted finds his way through towards the plane. Real's lost his man. And all of a sudden, you're stuck in a very sticky situation. And you have the game at 3-3. Yeah, that's a disappointment. I think Vortex challenging towards the back there was one of those that he knows if he wins the gunfight, it pretty much secures the round. Goes for it, loses it. That makes things a little bit awkward. As F-Dot now towards the back side. You find a little bit of timing on the flank. And all of a sudden, the round is yours. 3-piece. Good S&D so far between these two.
Well, let's see. Who gets the advantage now? For Revive, they'll be looking to continue a little bit of momentum. Again, this next one. Here comes the plane push. Bodies piling through. It's a trade, but it does open it up for them. And now they back off. I wonder. I'm trying to find Vortex. They lost a body.
And gets away. You would love to trade him. Well, there it is. A little bit after the fact, but Twisted will find Real, who was starting to overextend through the hallway just to put the squeeze on. Happy to be aggressive here on the defensive side of Omit. And Twisted, I think, is probably going on a bit of a recon, if anything. Just having a look around, see if you can find any information. If there's any gaps, any chinks in the armor. Is FDOT just sitting tight?
This is all about information for both sides now. Who gets the right decision? FDOT heard him. Knows he's under here. Wee Man trying to get away. FDOT has to go back up the stairs for this one. The time is burning. And Vortex will find Twisted. FDOT will get Vortex. Surely no. The cover just enough, and he's going to fall in the end. And I said before, tiny decisions, micro moments, they can change a round of S&D, and that's what just happened.
Yeah, a couple of occasions where Vortex just about gets away with his life. Wee Man just about does the same as well. And it's Wee Man to put the final nail in the coffin of that round. Really, really good work from Omid, but I want to say just living by the hair on the chinny chin chin there, Brycey. A couple of occasions that round could have went very much the other way. Good comms in the end, though, in that 1v2. As soon as Vortex has shots in, just stays alive. Waits for a little bit of cover. Helps things out. Vortex now going to watch over in case anybody is having a look over towards the plane. FDOT will go in, but information for Omid at least.
And just trying to build the shoulder. Trying to make this player back down so they can get a little bit further forward. There we go. Confident of it now. Wee Man moving forward as well. Twisted will find Mythic though, and that is going to be bombed down. This means there will be no push into B for them. If they do, it doesn't mean anything.
Not an ideal position at all. But they will just try and slow them out. FDOT is squeezing here. So the rest of Omid, the fact that FDOT is now finding himself all the way towards the desk tells you exactly everything you need to know. They push through Burger, they push through Hallway, they find a second kill. 2 versus 4 now for Wee Man and Real. And in this position, I honestly don't fancy their chances.
Oh, it's just super passive. They are playing this correctly. Patience is a key. Wee Man looking for Keza. Keza will just play that all day.
Should be dead.
The nade stay. Oh, he gets him with the nade. Down to 2 versus 3, but no time. They don't have bomb. They don't have time. They've got to deal with every corner on this map. Looking for another one. Twisted finds Real. Wee Man will find another one, but with 16 seconds, this man does not have a teleporter. But does he have any luck?
If he pulls this off from here, I don't know what to tell you. Shots coming through. There was just no way. I would have bet a lot of things on that not happening. Really good play from Revive, though. As soon as they recognize that the bomb is down towards that side, which, if anything, for Omid, is definitely a bit of a misstep. Revive then set themselves up further up the map, and when there's somebody behind that box, I mean, you know, whether you've played Terminal just this year or you played it 10 years ago, anybody towards that backside behind the desk is a hard gunfight. FDOT set himself up there to know that even if everybody else falls, he can sit there and watch the bomb, and it will be difficult for Omid to get rid of him. For this one's so it's twisted and turned all its way around, hasn't it? It's been a lot of attacking wins, a lot of defensive wins. Well, more attacking wins than defensive wins, if anything. It's been a strange one.
Lots of bullets going down. All committed here to plane. Twisted looking for Cop AC. Real just throws himself out there for a second. FDOT will find Vortex, though. Huge first blood for Revived. And now straight into the plane. Lots of pressure. Mythics just showing his head, but will do nothing else. There is a rain of bullets coming through. Real kill. There's a team kill. It's a disaster. It's a breakdown of the plane. 3 versus 2 now. As they squeeze every bit out of it. Real putting bullets in at the same time. Revived had this. But now we're just fighting for survival.
Playing on the nose. Oh, they're just in such a hard spot, isn't it? Real snapping, seeing them through the side. Little gap. Finds another as well. That was a round that had so much potential for Revived. That is a very hard one to take. I think it's the child when you go up the slide, right? I think it was originally from Real. Shots starting to go in. You kind of get caught from there. And then a couple of bullets into your teammate accidentally as he tried to shoot back. Oh. Disaster.
It really is. I will say, great push from Revive to begin with. Getting that first blood, getting into plane. Unfortunately, it just fell apart in that moment. But the game is not over. It is not done. Attack here from it. Can they get anything further forward? They're going for an aggressive plane push as well. They've got Wee Man buried into Burger. Vortex will find the first kill as well. Real will actually throw something at Mythics. I don't know if that was what they wanted to do. But FDOT is down here. That's where Real is. Patient play. Maybe too patient. Still waiting. Cannot get the clean shots he wanted. There you go. Ankle evaporated. Can they get the second? F-Dot desperate here and just runs into trouble. Down to a 2 versus 3.
I love that Column's coming in for a moment. As soon as they know there's one there, they are both challenging immediately. Vortex peeks his head around the corner. Mythix is there just to jump back in. Wee Man will find another, and this is looking like the game. Twisted left in a 1 versus 3.
Finds the first and the bomb.
That's big.
Looks for Vortex.
What?
Oh my goodness. Gets it. Low health. Just Wee Man gets a perfect 1 versus 3. It's going to a round 11 off the back of Twisted, and Twisted he is. What a round.
My jaw nearly just hit my desk. How on earth has he pulled this one off? The first kill is one of them things. The second on the Vortex, he absolutely evaporates him. And then Wee Man just picks wrong. It was the fact that the first kill he finds is the bomb. So then all of a sudden, if you're Omit, you can't take your time anymore. Round 11 we go.
Everything went wrong on the last round for Revive. Before that, everything went right there for Twisted. 13-6. Stellar performance. This all comes down to this. Can they win an attacking round? It looks like another plain push for them.
Oh, sometimes these rounds can be a little bit nervy, but Twisted just banks on Vortex being there, and all of a sudden you have control of the ground. You have control of plane. You've got one player in there, though. Mythix, who is going to cause an issue. Twisted will find one more onto Real, but will get traded away. F-Dot will trade that back. Needs to be 1v3 from Mythix for the map.
Looking for it as well. No, it's not going to happen. F-Dot will find the kill. And they have flown back into this. What a wonderful Search and Destroy show. Revived. I mean, EU don't take the win there. And, well, sometimes you do get 1 versus 3 for the loss.
Yeah. You're in a 3v1 to win the map. Put yourself up 2-0 in the series. You go on to lose the map. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Really good play, though, from Revived. And that is the kind of win in a Search and Destroy that can really put the wind in your sails in a series. That is very different kind of feelings in both camps right now. Omit will be absolutely sick at that one. In control, no problem. Played the round brilliantly. We're chilling. We're vibing, no problem. Twisted, 1v3. We've lost the last round after that as well. And that is a big performance from Twisted on top of that. Never mind the 1v3. A 15-7 scoreline against the consensus best team in Europe right now. Big game. Very big game.
Absolute hammer of force. Just got everything done, and that gives us an even game. It was one-sided in the hard point, but the S&D ton, we've spoken about it at length. It is a very different ball game, and Revived showed us that. 6-5 puts them even in this series, and Control is up next.
Yeah, Invasion Control at that as well. One that can be a little bit awkward for both two teams in terms of, you know, trading away these different points on the control, the different segments, going down to that potential last round. It is very, very difficult at times. So, yeah, it's an interesting position now for Omit. I want to say that might even be their first map loss of the entire thing so far. So, for them, one that will sting. But I don't think they'll be too concerned just yet. There's still plenty more maps to be played here, Bryce.
There certainly is. But I've said before, just take it as well. And for Revive, that's a huge scalp to take, and maybe they take some more. We will see as it continues on. Obviously, Control's up next, but we do fortunately have a second game to take a look at. Our backup game, I believe, is going into the Control, so we will get an update as it is 1-1 between these two as well. Falcons and 5 Media Clan.
Yeah, Falcons taking the Search and Destroy, I believe 6-3. Just having a look here. Channel the rotation for the scoreboards on the timeline. Love to see it. Excellent, dropping 11-6 for the team. Was over in Karachi, and now we're over towards Control. 5 Media obviously winning their first defensive round, not looking too bad here on the attack either. Lives in their favor, ticks in their favor. High Rise suiting them right now.
Oh, here we go. Falcons just trying to lock down as much as they can, pushing them back into the spawn as well, and Xnid just making sure that nobody can get away from blue.
Oh, super piecing. Oh, if he could have found the second there as well, that would have been nice. Just trying to get a little bit of control here. For all that, they've done good work over towards B and A. Have the life advantage. They didn't have much map control, but now they're starting to get it. Xnid's going to find a kill over to Ranko on the B side of the map, though, so that might just slow some things down. I'm going to have to figure out how to say this tag, to be honest, Brycey. It's been racking my brain since we've been watching Falcons. We'll go with 5 at the minute.
I've been thinking the exact same thing. But it's all right. I'm sure we will get that one figured out. Right now, though, this round is going to end shortly. A 0.1 jump on. Roxas will say, nope, get out of that point. It is done for you. Just a few ticks under it, all tied up in the control.
Yeah, that's well played, considering that 5 media looked like they had a good start. Obviously, we didn't get to see it on this side of things, but it was looking pretty convincing. What was it? 2 ticks over towards B, 1 already on A. Leading in the lives. Don't win the round. Not the end of the world. But you would have liked to take in that round with that advantage that you had. Looking over towards the kill side of things, pretty even across the board. Just Exnid that's maybe lacking behind just a little bit, but the main scoreline that counts is the one at the top. One apiece.
Here comes the push. 4 on 5. Right up to the top. For it already. This could be a bit of information with that being exploded. Rock just also looking. They're trying to find out where these first players are. Unfortunately, they have found them, but on the wrong side of a gunfight. King looking for the players he knows are going to be pushing. Finds the first. Great awareness. And now as they start rocking towards B, Super might be able to just push everyone back.
Trying to stay alive here. Oh.
Played it. Big from Falcons, this is huge.
Yep. That kind of thing can happen. All of a sudden, you can get stuck in your spawn.
And the
B's gone.
I mean, there is no stopping them now.
Yep. Flawless. Very nicely done. A little bit of control over towards the A side as well here, Brycey.
And this is where it gets dangerous. For 5 Media Clan, they need to clear out these players.
Oh,
Keep it on the minimap, by the way, though. King is going long. Going to be in the spawn. They're going to have to take him out of this position. It's so dangerous, so difficult to get to. And this is the reason eventually they will get him, but it has caused a bit of chaos. Roxas coming towards the back here. They look to make a move towards A. Already another one going down, but Renko will play his life. Surely that will be traded out, and it hasn't been. Roxas still causing problems for them as they stop that clock.
Exnid was there for the cover. Had a much better round on this attacking side of things. A little bit of control, but Super and Renko combining well to push over through the B side. Roxas might have been weak, but Renko has got pixels to deal with. All of a sudden, they wiped them. Really good job from 5 Media for all that they will lose B. A lot of control towards the middle of the map. Next wave of kills is big.
Renko staying alive. You can see Falcons. They want to continue pushing out. They've got to be careful. Still plenty of lives and plenty of time. There is no need to rush. Play it correctly firstly. Sukri will go down. The Falcons are going to get out of their spawn. Exnid not able to win that gunfight. And they are slowly but surely being thrown back into the respawn.
Difficult position to be in now, but you do have an out down the B side. So you're not stuck in your spawn just yet if you're Falcons. A couple of gunfights will come up towards them. They are able to trade it. I'll be able to do one better. Yakko is here, though, just lingering and just playing down low is sometimes just a good position to be in, right? You can transfer yourself over towards A or B or wherever you need to be. Renko does have a Predator missile to his name as Super. We'll find a couple lives just about on the side of Falcons.
Okay, going for the spawn. Where it has been seen. No, Renko is going to fall regardless. Super has to go back, and because he turned his back, he's going to fall. There's the third as well. Only one player out is Sukri, but they do manage to find it. Yakko gets one off the spawn. They are throwing bullets and bodies at this from every direction. It just isn't going to be enough, surely. 5 trying to hold on, finds the second as well. Keeping this in, the second tick will be through. No respawns remaining for them, but maybe just enough here for the Falcons. They've done everything they can. It is going to be done. Dusted on that round. That is an attacking round win for Falcons.
Fantastic round for Falcons. Big one coming in. So that's a massive round coming through because realistically speaking, that is a big team in 5 esports. So Falcons can push them. Then all of a sudden that throws their name in the hat pretty much immediately. 5 are currently sitting at 2-0. Falcons can find the win. They'll be looking really, really good. But we'll come back to our other game. We'll let that one continue. That is going over on COD Challengers. This is obviously the primary stream. That is on Bravo stream. So keep an eye on that one. If you do want to continue watching, you can do. But over towards Control and Revive. They're broken through towards A here on the attacking round. Omit need to clear this as quick as they can.
That's what they're trying to do. There you go. 3 kills already. Has pushed them all the way back. Revived. A very quick B by the look of it. Obviously, we missed just the start of this one, but you can see they've still got a good amount of time left to push this.
Real find himself in an advanced position. Will find that gunfight. Not finding the fights that they want. Real is just deleting people. My word, the Rival 9 right now.
Just trying to stay alive. Health will come back. Looking for a cruise missile. Will get it. 7-3 on a 6 streak. Must not had the best of starts, to be fair. 1-3. But now this is where you've got to be careful for Revived. They are looking to get out as much as possible. Already run into Real.
It's hard one to try and do something with, isn't it? From this position now. You're looking at F dot. See if he can do something here. Real now going to try and lock this down. Will find his 8th. Will eventually get taken. Oh, will he? F dot not managed to put the bullets in, but he will put a bit of pressure over towards this A side. Mythics have got to stay alive. They can maybe do something here.
Mythics just throwing it up as well. Does find one, and the second was weak. Didn't have all the life here. There was a chance for revived. It will not be. 3 ticks on their attacking round is what they will count on.
And that's pretty much the standard, right? When you are on the attacking side, 3 is what you expect to get with a push down the street side, but it is a very, very difficult push over onto the other. To be honest, I mean, when we came back in and Revive were finding themselves walking into the point. I was thinking, oh, well, we're on here. All of a sudden, just getting in towards A is half the battle. Once you're in there, you're hard to get out.
You certainly are, but this now is going to be all about ticks. Keep an eye on this map. It's always very important to find out who has the most. Romit EU, that's what they're going to be trying to do. Get as many as possible. Obviously, win the round is the priority, but if you can get 4, it puts you in good stead.
Slow and steady. Start to the round. I think if you're revived, you just don't want to overcommit, right? Because you know you're probably going to lose B anyway. It's kind of inconsequential. You just got to try and not lose some good fights over towards this side. Tell me he was weak. I swear to God, this Rival 9 right now. Real. Starting off where he left it in the previous round. F dot does really well. Really nice read coming through. We'll find the shots into Real, and now all of a sudden, Omid can stop flirting with A, and they have to commit over towards B.
Looking to get out of this one. This is the problem. Revived is trying to throw them back into the trap. I said, keep an eye on the ticks. If they can shut them out here, Revive, they'll be in a fantastic position for the rest of this game. But it all comes down to this push. They are slowly losing. They've already got time onto A as well. Vortex goes for the chow. That clock is continuing going. They've lost bodies. Only Mythics is going to be out. That is back into the respawn. This is an issue now for Omid.
Twister's going to get taken out here, though, because they spawn over towards the A side. This is all of a sudden dangerous. Vortex, though. Never going to win that. Go and fight pack. Flawless there. So for Omid, you're in a terrible situation here. Not a tick to speak of. You need to find something. You need to find a break somewhere, and it doesn't look like they're going to, Bryce.
They aren't going to. Wingman tries to get out, but it's just a shooting gallery. And
wow.
Pax is all right. Thank you very much. I'll take everything you've got and more. Let's see if he can get his crews. Got that in the back pocket as well. And there is nothing but misery now on Invasion for Omid. They did not get a single tick.
That is a disaster. Absolute disaster for Omid. Even if you're not going to win your attacking round, you've got to at least take A. Have to. Because now all of a sudden you put yourself in a terrible, terrible position for round number 5.
Wow, Revived, sitting firmly in the driving seat. A clutch brought them to a tied game, but a control would put them ahead. And they have done so well so far. Here comes the push straight towards B. One player over towards A for them. And they're looking to just compound their lead, push it even further.
Now for Omid, I mean, look, do you take some risks on your defensive side? Do you try and force them out? Do you try to be aggressive to force them into a spawn trap? Because if you lose B here, you kind of are going to be really, really stuck, right? I mean, you're looking guaranteed an attacking round in round number 5. Of course, if we get there, you still have the opportunities, but backs against the wall already, Bryce.
It is. I just want to get these points, but Kaza in a very dangerous position. I think they're looking. They know somebody is missing, and there it will be. Trying to do the exact same thing now, but realistically, they are down here. By some numbers, I mean, Vortex, that was a wild channel, almost worked out. But it is balanced on a knife edge here. Realistically, Revived. They just want to get B and locked in, and they should have defense in the last round.
Even at this stage, if they went on to get nothing else from here, unless Omid, of course, would go on to win the next round on the attacking side, then they'd be pretty much done and dusted. They'd be looking good, but right now they have themselves 2 ticks, so still not too bad of a result. They will want to get a hold of B, though, and give them a chance over towards A.
Stopping them from doing anything more on it. Keep pushing it back, 30 seconds left to go, and Just a few trays flying about. Weeman has already pushed up the position as well. This is an issue because you have to take this player down before you can even consider moving. They have let a player onto B, though.
Oh, he's done so well to find the shots on the F dot there as well. Now, all of a sudden, the rest of Omid just had to deal with 3 other players. Kills now being traded. Mythics from the flank will find one, but gets picked apart. Vortex now left all on his own. B is gone. Opportunity for A is on the cards now for Revived. Now, bear in mind, that's 6 ticks on the attack already for Revived now. Omid yet to get a single one in their first round.
Yeah, this is basically means it's defense for Revived. Almost regardless of what happens, unless, of course, Omid can win their attack. That's what they've done. For Revived, they don't really need to worry about getting a single tick more. What they need to do is win this to put it out of contention.
Left out on the flank. Some potential here. It feels like Omid have really been pushed back quite often over towards this A side. And Keza just starting to shoot beams out of his MCW. Gets some control. Massive moment here for Revived.
And Omid are feeling the pressure. Rail will find one, but will it be enough? Vortex flies out as well. He's going to fall down. Twisted, though, took a bit of damage, has to back off. It allows some players to just get through at the same time. Keza looking for a Weeman will get him, and it's just too much. Weeman to the rescue. That was dangerous there. Omid only just got through it with the trades. But a nightmare scenario almost happened. It's been bad enough they don't have any ticks. They could have lost the attacking round. And will try and make a hero play. Finds 2 again. This is dangerous one more time. Weeman for the rescue again.
Pressure on here. 7 seconds. Got to get in it. Got to get in. Good shots coming through. Keza touch it. He has managed it. They're in.
They've stacked it. First tick is through.
Huge.
They've got so many bodies. Vortex, this is going to be a 4-man hit. That second tick is almost ready. This could be a disaster. They're going to fly in. Mythic's going to get 1. Keza gets it, but it isn't going to be enough. It will be the defensive win for Omid, but it was dangerous the entire way through. Right now, Revived are looking a little bit like the better control team. But, and there is a very large caveat to this, of course, Omid could end the game if they win their attacking round.
Yep, ultimately, Omid do have the lead, so you're right. But it is that silver lining. If you can hold your defense if you're Revived, you have it again. And just bearing in mind how convincing their defense looked in that previous attempt from themselves. Forced Omid all the way back, who really haven't enjoyed things here on Invasion Control, and right now look like the team more likely to lose it. It's a big hit over towards A. They're fully committed towards it. And sometimes the easiest time to get over towards A on Control on Invasion is at the very start of the round. They managed to find a way through. A couple of kills going to fall their way here as well. 1 tick already in Brycey. Revived haven't read this. They haven't read this at all.
Omid knew they had to win this round. They did not want to try and win 2 attacks in a row. And this is a nightmare. They've gone for it. That tick is rocketing forward. Mythics makes the kill. Can they get there in time? Mythics goes for the chow. It's a monster. They get it. And now off to B for Revived. It is a hold the entire time. 2 minutes 15 to go. And they must stop them dead away from B.
The only thing for Revived is they were able to wipe them. They are able to force them all the way back. They aren't able to take a bit of control through the middle of the map, and all of a sudden you're pinned in towards B. They played this very, very passively. I don't like the positioning whatsoever, Brycey.
It is dangerous. Revived just have to hold the line. Oh, Mythics has found another one. Slowly but surely they are making this a little bit chaotic. Vortex gets another one. Now it's going to be a problem. They will have to find him before they can be secure to their flank. Isn't going to let any more kills go through. And there's a big dead up top. Eftor will find him. Twisted will find Weeman as well. Mythics get the chow. Riao is holding DVD because he knows he needs to just keep this for his teammates to get out.
Yeah, absolute massive kill coming in from Mythics. Gets rid of one player who's sitting behind the digger, and all of a sudden it does make things a little bit easier to push down that side of the map. Riao still in DVD, still causing issue. 3 dead. Momentarily, it's only F. who's anywhere near it who can slow this down. It's to push through DVD that's going to come on through. The shots in from Riao. He's done so well on 1 HP to survive. Still has a cruise missile potentially to use as well, but Weeman locking this down. Zone B is now ticking on up here for Omid.
Here they come. Down low. Weeman going to find the first. Looking for the second behind the pillar, but that's 3 down again. This is a nightmare scenario. Revived, who have done so well so far in this control, are watching everything go down the toilet as Omid will say, no, we are not going to round 5. Ticks be damned. We're going to win it here on the control, and they will go up 2-1 in the series.
Huge huge round from Omid there. And again, we kind of talked about it over towards the back end of yesterday's show. When it does come down to Invasion, some of the easiest times you can find a break over towards A is straight off the rip. It comes down to a couple of 50-50 gunfights. You win those, you're in. And that's the hard part done. Fantastic work for a moment to... Well, I mean, a similar situation in the Search and Destroy, right? They're cruising in that one. They lose it. Revived, arguably in the better position there, albeit they were 2-1 down. They just needed to hold the defense. They would have had another opportunity, but it is not over till it's over. And Omid find the round and the map alongside of it and the lead again. 2-1 to the good now. It's been a good series, this one, hasn't it? Very, very entertaining.
It certainly is. Revived. You've got to give them credit. They did so much correct, but one break onto them, and they got in away and they stacked it, and it was like, oh my goodness, they could have taken the back-to-back defense round. Yeah, I said you have to give them credit for playing the control as well as they did. Everything correct, but when one thing went wrong, it was unfortunate. It completely flipped this game on its head.
That's the thing with control. We've said it for so long, for however many years it's been in, since Black Ops 4, right? It's the type of mode where you can be perfect for 95% of the game, but you need to be perfect for the 100% if you want to make sure you win it. There can be so many moments that go your way, but it's one good break from the other team, and you can lose a round out of nothing. If you have 4 players on the map, and no lives remaining, you can still win rounds. It doesn't matter how many lives or how many ticks or what advantage you have. If you can put together one decent push, you can win a map. And that's what's so crazy about control. That's why we love it. That's why it's so entertaining at times. How many banger controls have we had down the years? 3-1 win for Omid. Very, very big map for them to take. Because realistically, look, they lose the Search and Destroy. Back foot to a certain degree on control. Would you want to be heading into sub-base 2-1 down against this squad? Absolutely not.
Well, we will find out, of course. It's one of those ones where we'll load into the hardpoint very shortly, but fortunately the action does not stop here on the Challenger stream, as we have our second game in our backup slot. Of course, this has been live the entire time. As you can see, Falcons won the control and now ever so slightly up on the hardpoint.
Yeah, that's massive for them as well. And also, I've done some digging. I've been talking to their coach in between some maps here. I've been chatting to Lucy. The guys are all actually boot camping in London. They're all in the room together, frying away, and it's looking really, really nice. And I've got the name locked down for 5ELDX, I should say, and it's just Khalid. So there we go. I can kind of see where he's coming from. I'm kind of there with it.
Okay, Khalid.
Yeah.
Easy enough.
Got it?
We'll get that one locked in. But at the moment, speaking of locked in, Falcons are on this rotation. Super has found a little bit of a gap. That's going to be an issue for them, though, but they will have the bodies here for it. Sucre's going to see this player. Does he see him? No. King is going to get taken down as well. A little bit of a collapse. Can they hold on now against the pressure they know is coming? Super will have to back down. It is the most horrible chow in the game, that one.
Spawn out there as well. So 2 players from Falcons have to lock this down. They're doing a really good job so far. Khalid is just dancing around where he can, wasting time. Yako may have found himself inside the hard point. The rest of the team are here. This is a scrappy fight if I'm ever going to see one. My word, the kill's starting to go over towards Falcons now. They've done so well to lock this down. Really, really good job. All things considered, they were spawning out there. I think it was Khalid and I want to say it was King of Bodhi just chilling in the point. They'll lock it down. They'll get that final 30.
And now this rotation, of course, by the look of it, you can see on the minimap, Falcons will take the lead and take all that scrap time. But this is where it counts. King already backing up, has been stunned. Information found. He has reinforcements. You can see Roxas is coming as well. They are going deep for this. Looking to just try and make some kills for it, but Sukru will mitigate the first one. They weren't probably expecting Roxas to be here. There are bodies everywhere. Team kills coming in. Nades, bullets, pistols flying away, but Falcons, they win the trades in the end, and now they are waiting for this last player. It's a gunfight from Yako. Still, a scrap going on from everybody. Pistols flying in as chows are abundance on this map, but it's Falcons in the point. Falcons with the bodies, and they will win this rotation by absolute bloodshed.
Most of the time over towards P2, they find the break where they need it early doors at P3 as well. 35 seconds remaining here for Falcons. They could very well break 200, but the squeeze is starting to come, and Roxas just turns around at the wrong time. And for all that the break from Falcons was good, it's a smooth one from 5Media as well. Really nicely done.
Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. Nextnit decides to go for the flashy play. Highlight reel, but the car will say, nope, you can't stand on me for that long and take him out. We're on to the rotation, of course, if you have been paying attention to this map. This rotation sometimes is a little bit contested. Not a lot of teams will get a lot of points onto it. There's not a ton of cover and a lot of places to be shot from.
And that's a nice recovery from 5 Media, right? Because they lose the majority of the time at P2. They get broken immediately P3. Comms, you got to be calm. You got to be chill about it. Because that could have spiraled out of control. Essential break coming in over towards this hill, but if, well, I was to specify it as a break, it's not really. You're not going to get too much time irrelevant of how many kills you find, unless it's all 4 and you can spawn them towards the back by the truck. It's very, very tough to get a decent amount of time here. 40 seconds remaining on this hill. See if anybody can pick up a significant chunk of time.
They're trying to get some time here, the Falcons, but it is about positioning. There are players both sides here. You can see Sucre's going to go for the chow. Super's also going to back him up. They have won the trade to begin with, and Super throws everything, but cannot get that kill through, and Falcons will soak up the remainder. Keep an eye on that minimap, though, because we are looking at this rotation. It can be very fruitful for them. Cullen is going to be here first. Yakko will find him, though, because he is going to be laying down just out of sight.
Rotation now coming through. It's a bit of a 50-50 here. Gunfights are going to make the difference. King now managing to find himself on a 5 spree. Wasn't necessarily having the best of games, but will more than likely lock this in for his team with that kill. Spawns towards the back of there. You can see how deep you're sitting of your Roxas as well. Trying to cover off the mid-map. Trying to cover any pushes coming in from trips as well. Exnet's going to find the first kill. This is massive for Falcons. They're over 200 points. They're finding the kills. Exnet absolutely frying. Renko's the only one who can answer back. It's going to be a Dynaside spawn coming through for both two teams. A little bit of a split coming in, but my word, the Renetti, it's a pistol, but it shoots like an AR. Roxas now towards the back. Potential break here for 5 Media.
King looking for it as well. If both teams just throw everybody at it, Roxas just going to not have the angles to get it. 20 points back on here for 5 Media. And that is a ridiculous reach how they've got back into this point. Of course, we're going to go to the rotation as well.
What?
Yeah, pistols are godlike. They are winning in some of these trades. Very, very important trades. Falcons have woken up. They are now so close to this one on the P1. Roxas will be their linchpin. Top 3 control.
A potential huge win on the cards here for Falcons. They're going to be 15 away by the time that 5 Media get themselves into position. This is a really nice setup on Falcons so far. Next couple of kills are crucial.
Oh, there's bodies, though. 5 Media have just got so many pushing through. They've managed to get it away from them.
Back alley spawn.
So here's the question. 5 Media Clan not only need to hold this until 11 seconds are left onto that one, but have to try and grab the rotation as well.
They're going for it. They're going for it here.
They certainly are, but that's a wipe. It is a complete wipe. And with the spawns coming up, I think they're going to try and take the risk here. Send bodies over to this next one as well. 9 seconds for Falcons to hit this and win. It looks like they're going for it. They're putting a lot of bodies into it as well. It's going to be contested. They're trying to find this last player. They have to get the win going through, but no, it's another wipe. This could be disaster. 5 Media Clan are in control.
Oh, you're not going to get anybody towards the back alley here with King either. This is dangerous. Did they know that he slipped the net, though? Did they know? No, they didn't, but the shots are not quite good enough. The rest of the team starting to find kills, but King back here could be the guy that breaks it for them.
Oh my goodness! Goes for it, sprays to the door. Roxas looking for one as well by Bus. It's a wipe. It is clear. And the Falcons now just have to hold this push through the worst challenge in the game, and they are going to do it. Bodies fall. Falcons victorious. They take down 5 Media Clan 3-1.
That is a big win for Falcons. 5 Media were undefeated yesterday, won 2-0. Falcons finding the win 3-1. They'll be going crazy down there. That's a massive, massive win for them. And that really puts a question mark around the group, to be honest with you, because 5 Media were one of the teams, I believe they're in the group with War as well. So you would have expected them towards the top. Falcons staking a bit of a claim here. Early doors in the season. Big game coming in from Khaled with a 29 kill, 5,200 damage going in. Record 6k as well. But for the L, that's tough. Honestly, Falcons, really, a very aggressive play on the hard point. They move very, very fast. Their shots are crispy. I mean, things like this where they managed to find the break over towards P3. This is when we just started to join in. And these kind of moments here and there, you hold P2, you break P3, puts 5 Media immediately on the back foot. A really solid job in the hard point from Falcons. Just very, very solid at breaking. Sometimes these teams are just, especially on maps like this, where rotations can be very, very influential, as they often are on hard point, of course, but there's certain maps where they just become a little bit more important. And they were just so good at finding breaks here. Extant, great great shots coming through. They get a decent chunk of time over towards this hill as well. Carl are doing a great job once more. They just found the moments they needed to. Brycey, really, really good win for Falcons.
Yeah, huge. And you are right. That does change the group up a little bit. Could be a bit more of a battle, especially towards the middle of that table. So we'll see how they get on as well. But Falcons looked very, very good there in some of the chows. The rotations were on point. I think that made the difference. I don't know. It's looking good for Falcons. And now you are right. That just changes the group completely. It's not something I was expecting when we first launched in that game as our backup. But it has happened, of course. We still have our primary game undergoing, Ton. But yeah, all action so far here in Europe.
I mean, just having a look, I'm just going to read out some of their performances so far over the season. They finished 8th in Cup number 1, 16th in Cup number 2, 24th in Boston. So, you know, not necessarily doing anything to prove that they are going to be that. I mean, just to put it into perspective for some people who aren't aware, Five Clan finished 4th in Cup number 2. They finished top 6 in Boston. So that is not just being a good team in Europe. That's one of the top 6 teams in the Challengers the whole entire scene over the entire planet. And they just beat them 3-1. Big win.
They certainly do. All right, we're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, though, more action here from Call of Duty Challengers Elite Europe. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Call of Duty Challengers Elite. We have our game underway. Subbase Hardpoint, Omid EU versus Revived Gaming. And of course, right now, Omid EU are up 2-1 in the series, Ton.
Yeah, looking good as well. I don't know if we caught some of that conversation we were just having there. Sorry, guys. But in the sense of that, I've seen a couple of tweets beforehand. A couple of people complaining about cruise missiles not necessarily working as they should right now. So if you are seeing some players get hold of them, I presume they ain't working right now. So another issue for another day, Bryce. I don't know. Nothing for us to comment on.
Nope. We're not devs. We're just here to talk sweet nothings into everybody's ears. Let's find out, though, how this game is going to go, of course. Last hard point for Omid was pretty much a stomping. They took down Revive pretty easily. Of course, it hasn't been as easy in the last 2 game modes. They did lose the S&D, and the control, well, it could have gone either way, but Omid managed to get on top of that one.
Yeah, I think for Omid here, it's not necessarily when you come down to sub-base. I mean, look, it is still rotationally heavy, as a lot of the maps are on this game. But realistically, you think about where they had a lot of their luck in that previous hard point was P1, P2. Doing a really lot of good work over towards that side. Let's see if they can commit over to a couple of different hills here. There's a lot more mixier points when it comes down to sub-base, but there is still those money hills to be had.
Here, just more piling in of both teams. Oh, and that is a very close gunfight. Reflexes for Real.
Done a really good job Fix going up top. Will now drop down low to your left-hand side. There's one. Needs a little bit of help, though. Just about surviving, but, well, not very much longer. Really contested hill here for the team spawning towards the back. F-Dot takes a lot of bullets from Mythics, then somehow wins the gunfight. The team spawning towards the back, you can just continuously flood it. It's body after body after body, and, well, body after body hitting the floor now as Wee Man finding a break from the front. Finds a third as well. If he can get a little bit of help, that 10 seconds is all but Omits to take, but they're more than happy for this rotation over towards New.
Got to be careful. Now he's going to be here. There should be a double chow coming through, but eventually Twisted will get him. But there is no contest so far. Omid just happy to try and cut these lanes down for as long as possible.
Good shots coming in from Vortex across the map. Just slowing them down. Weeman's pretty crucial to stay alive here and does so. Now towards the back as well. Charles coming through from mid. Keza snapping on not one but two. Really good work. Vortex answering back himself. 2 kills from him. So Omid's starting to get some good time there. 30 seconds or so remaining. Revived. Haven't really had too much of a sniff over towards P3 yet.
Just move forward. Be a bit careful here as they got that top position, but will fall. Keza also now trying to get that trade. Probably much the shoe on the other foot now. You can see Revive Gaming are trying to just do the exact same thing that happened to them. Set up the lanes all across. Cut everybody down who comes close. Haven't managed to do it. You can already see Omid are going to be out, but Pack finds 2.
Good time for Omid, though, to P3. They will more than happily take that, but can Revived answer in turn. Now is where's the push going to come from here? You can see already Real's having to take his time, presuming there's somebody over towards that side of the map, set up very, very aggressively towards Glass. Couple of kills coming through. Those spawns are still going to be there for Revive towards the back, though. Reinforcements will be there quickly, but if they can get off the respawn with Wee Man up top, is always a dangerous proposition. Next couple of kills are massive. If they can lock it down, lovely break for a moment.
Just continuing to run around here. You can see Wee Man having a great game. 13-6. Winning this so far. And Real has already decided to make a move. Just cutting down anybody who could come close. And with this information as well, bearing in mind, if you don't see somebody, you can call that out to your teammates, and there's a potential they know where the next bit is. And that's what they tried to do there. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for them. They lost the trades.
Vortex in a really nice spot here. Trying to just pick off some players as we head over towards the next hill. Getting them out of these windows is half the battle, right? You just don't want to see players up there when you're trying to make your advance from this side. But if you can clear them out, get somebody in the corner, you can then watch it from here. It's one of those where you've got to make sure you're making the kills at the right time. You've got to make sure you're making the pushes when everything is clear. And just taking his time on the rest of Omid. Now is Real up top. Could be the one to break this hill himself. He's got some cover with Mythics as well, but he will fall. But still the pressure's coming in. Where's the comms? Where's the comms? You know he's up top. Revived, get wiped off the map. And all of a sudden, this is looking like a good hold for Omid. 30 seconds to go. Looking to extend the lead.
Where it gets a bit dangerous. The team has this kind of lead and they're feeling it. This is what happened last time in the last hard point. It was close until suddenly it wasn't. That's last 14 seconds. Wee Man has to go for a chow. Twisted again. Huge kills in there for him, but will eventually fall. And now just 5 seconds left. Bit of scrap time as we go back into P1.
Great shots coming in from F-Dot. You need a good rotation of hills here for Revived Gaming, but I think realistically, look at it. You get one good hold, you are back in this game. It is never choked.
And now you can see they are setting up. They are bleeding this P1 for all it's worth. They want these points in abundance. Keza, patient, waiting for it. Finds the first. Knows where Wee Man's going to be as well. Guns him down. There is a third player that could chow at the same time, but isn't going to get away with it. Real will find it. Sliding back and forth at the top, but it's been a great job for Revive so far. F-Dot tries to spin at light speed to get the second. Not going to happen.
Bit of a commitment here for a moment to get some good time. Over towards P1. Twisted. Really nice shots coming through eventually. Is he going to get the ones on Real? Not quite. Real finds a second after that as well. This kid has really been one of the standouts in Europe for a couple of years now. He's starting to get exploded, starting to mature as a player. And he's definitely going to be a threat in the years to come. The young Spaniard. Very, very good player.
This is where Revive need a big break, though. It's starting to get further and further away from them. Here comes the push. Bodies flowing in for revive. They know where Wee Man is going to be. It's a double chow, a beautiful double chow. Unfortunately, more guns than just Wee Man were aiming at this point. And they've cleared them off for just a few seconds. Real is ready on a 5 streak as well. Looking for more. Mythic's covering. Real spraying. Mythics will get all 3. And not a point to be had here from Revived. The spawn has gone in their favor. They've got splits. And now being both sides, Omid have called it as well. They know that this is happening. But just going to be scrap time for Omid and a potential rotation. Only Keza can be the hero, Ton.
Yeah, but have they got any clue where he is? Got to weed him out. Real towards... What? He didn't even know he was there.
Beautiful. You could enter the Olympics with that kind of dive. Flying through the air with the greatest of ease. Pistoling a person out of the point. And Revive now will have to run the gauntlet. They will try and get top control. That's what Wee Man has gone for here, to try and slow them down. It is dangerous. They're going to have to deal with Wee Man now. He's made himself known. Point still going over to Omid.
35 seconds or so. The control is there for Omid to a certain degree. They need somebody up top. That's the problem now. Fish in a barrel from up there. Tupac going to make the push from there. Tupac. Same thing. Right, here we go. Real just trying to survive in the middle of the map as the wipe comes through for Omid. 20 seconds remaining on this hill. They broke in 200 in what seems like the blink of an eye. Still for Revived. A couple of decent holds. You're back in the game, but you've got to do it just a little bit more perfectly than you have done.
Wee Man just gunning. 5 streak themselves. This one, and it might be just a bit of timing. Not going to play out for them. Revived have this rotation. They have this potential hold. Somebody might have to get on the point, though, when you've got this set up.
Somebody's on, but have you let it slip? Yeah, Real to the back. Nice and easy. All right, doesn't finish it off. 3 kills coming through. Revive game. 45 seconds to play with here. You can get it under 100. The difference, if you can continue to hold, which is looking like they're going to. Pricey, 35 seconds to go. I've done in a good position. Just in a good position overall for Revived.
They're holding everything. One will fall. Already, Mythic has fallen for Omid. Looking for it. Casual find another one. Stays alive. Decides to take that chow later date. Yeah, looks like all the scrap time going the way of Revived. Can they get this rotation? A back-to-back would be sublime. Wee Man's going to be found. And oh, Keza's shot. And now he's going to have to just wait because they're going to know where he is and look for this trade.
Keza pushing forward, just trying to get some control over towards loading bay. The tough one. You can get yourself in that corner and just go from there. I mean, they've all spun around. They all thought the spawns were coming out because they would have spawned over towards the old hill. And all of a sudden, yeah, okay, they find 1 kill. But Keza in the point. Revive game with 50 seconds left on this hill. By no means do they have ultimate control that they would want, but they are still in the point. And they're falling momentarily.
F-Dart. Trying to get this. A full 40 here would bring this game into a whole different level. They've already lost the points. They're trying to get back into it. 2 more kills going down. They will dive back into this one time. Looking for a Mythic, has held them off for just a few seconds.
Wow.
Somehow found the second. Wasn't supposed to do that at all. And now 20 seconds on the point here for Revive. It's not as good as the 40 they wanted.
Still have closed that gap significantly, though, over the last 2 hills. Over the top for Wee Man. Thank you very much. Get a bit of control of up top. You've locked in that scrap time. But now the difficulty comes with a P1 that can be quite mixy, and you've lost a couple of gunfights as well. This is worst case scenario on the rotation. But they have closed that gap to around 50 or 60. They need to get Omid off the point, though. They need a good rotation to P2. A lot of work still to do here as Omid find themselves 20 seconds away. That's big.
Oh, they got time on P1 last time. They want every bit of it hit, every drop they can squeeze from this. Get yourself in lethal range. Get above 200 points. Ready for this rotation. I mean, 190 will work, but you want a little bit of wiggle room. And they're doing it. So far, Vortex already flanking the way around as well. It doesn't look like they're going for a massive commitment. Unfortunately, they're just winning all of the gunfights. That is not going to be close enough for them. They can still win it here. This could be a trouble. Looking for a Vortex staying alive. Head down. Stay in the point.
Can find the kills. Moment are now very close here. Pricey, Revive needs to do something.
They've got it. They're going to get onto this point. The problem is they need to get to the next one. This has not gone well for them on this point so far in this game, but they have to break it magnificently now. Already bodies down. 6 seconds. I don't even know if they can get there with the spawn. It is going to be all over. Omid will take this hard point, but it was a scrape across the finish line at some points for them. A comeback from Revived almost happened.
Yeah, it was a really, really nice comeback, to be honest with you, from Revive, but I think the gap was already too big. The damage was already done. And you find yourself 130 points behind, I think, at one stage there. Somewhere around it. If you close the gap to around 60 by the time the game's over and done with, you've not done too badly whatsoever. But that's the problem. I mean, we can give them their plaudits for coming back, but you've got to give them their criticism for the beginning of the game. Omid just walked away with it. Just felt far too easy. I think Real was popping off ridiculous, though, wasn't it? I mean, a couple of moments we've seen that kill on F dot towards the back with the Renetti was absurd. So things like that can happen when you have this kind of level of player on the team. I mean, look, Real was in the CDL this year. I mean, this guy was on the Carolina Ravens for a couple of months, and for good reason. Okay, things didn't work out for him, but still in his own right, very, very good player, surrounded by other very, very good players. Omid looking very, very solid. And then look towards the other side for Media, kind of losing out on a game that you would expect them to possibly win. For teams like Omid to close out potential banana skins like this is going to be a good feeling. Good way to kick off the Elite so far for them, sitting at 3-0.
I will say, I mean, it wasn't as clean as they probably would have liked. They've got to give credit to Revive. The hard points weren't great for them, but I will say, on the control, they did an awful lot right. Could have gone a different way, but Omid managed to get that A site and then kind of ridden. The S&D, what a showing. 1v3 from Twisted, that'll certainly be a highlight reel for a little while.
Yeah, that was really nice, and I think, you know, they'll be happy with how they clutched up in the S&D. I think they'll be disappointed about the control. Did a lot of really good work in the first few rounds and then kind of let it go in that fourth. But I suppose that's the thing. You can set yourself up for success as much as you want, but if you lose a round of control when you're on the defensive side, that's worse than the other team just giving you a few ticks, of course, isn't it? So Omid will find themselves with comfortable map number 1, get clutched on in map number 2. And I think, you know, if the shoe's on the other foot, Omid will be happy with the win, but I think they'll look at that search and destroy and say to themselves, right, we shouldn't have lost that. You really shouldn't have lost that. You're 3 versus 1 to close the map. You somehow go on to lose it. Tough one.
Yeah, that is going to stick. At least they got the series in the end, otherwise it would have really been a little bit worse for them and they would have gone for it. But certainly something they'll think about going forward. A lesson to be learned there, but hey, sometimes you just have a great player like Twisted getting it done, and that took them all the way to that round 11, of course. But those have been our first 2 games so far in our first blocker here in Call of Duty Challenges Elite Europe, Ton.
Yeah, and I mean, some really, really competitive games, right? We've been back and forth between some of these other rosters. I mean, that Falcons result has really, really surprised me. I know Falcons are a solid team, but Vibe Media did have the best performances, as far as I'm aware, in Boston for the European teams. So for them to lose that game, that is a disappointment. But it's got some very, very good games coming up in our next block as well. Yeah, Bryce.
It certainly does. Well, our first block is done. Of course, we'll be going to our next one just a few minutes' time. Don't go anywhere. We'll have more action on Call of Duty Challenges Elite right after this break. See you soon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Call of Duty Challengers Elite. We are back with our second block of the night, and we are ready for more action. If you missed the first half, don't worry, the second half is going to be just as good, but we can take a quick look at the standings to catch you up on how everybody has been playing so far. So this is how it's breaking down. Group A, only one team undefeated so far, Team War. Then in joint second place, of course, Team Moon, 5 Media Clan, and Team Falcons with a big win over 5 Media Clan in that last game ton. And then Nocturne Esports and Team Higgy at the bottom.
Yeah, that really does upset things in Group A, doesn't it? Yeah, I feel for Nocturne, by the way. They've had to play probably the 3 best teams in the entire group so far. So I'm not going to put too much stock in their 0 and 3 right now. I definitely feel they have potential to go on to do a lot better than what they're doing. But with Team Falcons finding a win and tying it up with 5 Media Clan and Team Moon all sitting at 2 and 1, puts them in an awkward position, right? Team War cruising at 3-0. Same for Clutch, Rain, and Omit on the other side of things. Revive Gaming, K2 Esports, and Coricat all finding themselves a win, but 22 Esports struggling. But I believe they're sitting at a 0 and 3 based on some of the other results. Yeah, there's been good games across the board, Brycey. Honestly, there's been a couple of results mixing things up. We got a very, very good game coming up here next.
We certainly do. At the top of our wonderful screen, you can see it is going to be Team Moon versus Team War. It's going to be a 3-0 so far on Team War's side versus a 2-1 on Team Moon's side. But this is how the maps are going to break down. And we open up with a Chris Tunn bonanza. It's Rio Hardpoint. Karachi Search and Destroy is next, then Invasion Control, Karachi Hardpoint, and Invasion Search and Destroy. Of course, you can also see the bans that have gone down. Nobody banning Rio. It's our time to shine, Tom.
You see, right, I enjoy playing it. I'm gassing it up, right, and I'm getting excited to watch Arrival 9 Fest, but whether or not casting it is going to be as easy as playing it, I'm not too sure, because it's going to be very, very fast. So I think we're just going to have to take ourselves back a couple of years, pretend we're watching Bocage, and getting back into that rhythm, because that's what kind of game it can be. It's so fast. It's maybe not quite as chaotic in the sense of spawns, etc., for what Bocage sort of became. I know everyone kind of got used to it towards the end, but players will still be getting used to it on Rio. I mean, all you at home who have been playing in challengers in ranked play already will still be trying to figure out the small nuances in terms of where spawns should be sitting and everything, and we will start to learn more as time goes on. As you're tuning into this broadcast, for us, we'll be learning as we're going as well, because some of these teams will know a lot more than we do, Brycey. I'm very excited to see how this does break down, though. It's a cool map. I really like the layout of it. It does technically work nicely as a hardpoint map in terms of how it does move around the map. It kind of makes sense to a certain degree. The spawns, from what I've seen, do make sense as well, but of course, rogue ones can happen. Let's see how these two teams go. Team War taking on Team Moon. Should be a bang.
Yeah, well, seeing from the Pro League, this has been very, very fast. I can only imagine the challenges will probably be even faster as everybody throws bodies at this P1 to begin with. Everybody going for the trades, going for the points. And it's a bit of a contest fest so far, but it is going to be Moon that come out on top.
First couple of kills starting to come on through. And look, I mean, when we're talking about the bridge here, Harry finding that control. Unfortunately for Harry, he has been dubbed the AR in this game, and well, he's had a cracking start. He's the one who's got the most kills in the lobby, which is not something that will last for very long. I will tell you that for nothing. Because he finds a couple of kills as we're going to start thinking about this rotation over towards P2, clearing everything out. And you can see that it's kind of a new map, right? They're making sure players aren't where they potentially could be, although knowing where the spawns are coming through, you would know that these teams cannot find this push this way. Nelly finds the next one for Hixie, but the clear out comes through. Now for Team War, they're on the more beneficial side for setting up over towards P2. Team Moon going to try and hit it through the mid-map by the looks of things.
This is where the pressure will come. Moon looking to find any way across. They've already found Beans, dig them out of that hole. Trade's going down. It opens up the map a little bit for them. Keep it on the spawns here as they come in. It looks like it is going to be a bit of powerhouse spawns. Wow. It does mean they get both sides of it, but Harry just trying to hold. You said he wasn't going to get many more kills. He was on a 6 streak there in the end. It has been a bit of a break, but nobody near the point here. Bance will be the first one back from either team. He's going to take a forward position before going for the point.
Just going to try and get the kill, but that really doesn't help your teammates who are trying to get some time on the point, just about stretching it from the little cubby that's in the corner. There's going to be one player around from the backside. He's going to have to deal with two. Really, really good awareness coming in from Harry. Sitting at 8-1 as an AR on Rio is no mean feat.
Well, he's doing well at the moment, but this is the rotation. It can get a little bit tricky for teams. Team Moon holding it so far. Hixie knows there's going to be people waiting in the window. Has Beans looking over him. Should be a double chow coming through. Nobody's there at the moment. Now towards the back. He's been let through as well. Hixie will find one, not the second. Team Moon lock down their lines and get the time.
Just being very, very resolute. 50 seconds still remaining here at P3. Just in the small lobby area. Aspect trying to hold this down. This is the angle you're really expecting a lot of the pushes to come through. Beans is going to be there to find a second. Actually looks to me like there may well be two ARs here for the side of Team War. Beans obviously typically a very static AR. Harry, not so much. 10-2 right now from him. Having a crazy, crazy game. But Genesis inside the point. Spawn still in the same place now for Team War. Coming through the middle of the map. Trying to find a break from a couple of different angles. Hixie, Bans combining well. And that's where you want to try and find your push. Down the side of the street that has the bridge overlooking. If you find a couple of kills, you find a break through the door, you find some points on the hill. What? And Bance will be questioning that gunfight himself. I'm sat here questioning it myself.
Hey, sometimes those are the breaks. Speaking of breaks, it looks like Team Moon are trying to get through this now. They have the boxes. Aspect flies out for the first. The snapper to the second. It's hot, spicy, and just rips that point away from them now. You can see the rest of Team Moon reinforcing. They have the better position.
Wonderful break. Early does in towards the point. Aspect doing it all on his own. This is a hard push to try and slow it down, but Connor from behind. Genesis will find another himself. But what does that do with the spawns? One player inside the garage is going to be Hixie. A little bit of a split. There's one over towards lobby, one over back towards the P2 side. That player close, dealt with. Now all of a sudden you've just got to deal with them from one direction. Team Moon, really, really good start in this game. They may well find themselves behind, but it very well could be a lead for them after this.
And that's exactly what they're going for. Here comes the rotation as well. Dizzy just looking to mix it up here. He's going to find Harry and guns him down. Rival 9 locked on. And while there's going to be a bit of scrap time by the look of it for Team War on the other side, this is the rotation they're both looking for. Pressure through towards the top of the map. They're trying to get out towards bridge side. And they're also going for the pins. They are making the kills here. Only Connor left as he looks for Hixie. Finds the first. Little bit of deluge of teammates coming through, but not close enough.
Just keep an eye on number 7. Beans is going to cause some issue. He's going to find himself a flank where the spawn's going to come here through from Team Moon. Back over towards the P2. That lovely, lovely break coming in from Team War. 13-6 out of Harry. Really good start from him in this first rotation. Hixie just cleaning up this understanding. And then there is doing what Hixie is doing. Knows exactly where they're spawning. And that's all come from Beans flanking behind. That gets the spawns. Now they've lost them this time around. Are they going to be aware of it? Genesis is the potential linchpin here for Team Moon if you can get something going. Oh. Big gunfight. Finds Bance. Pinch potential now. Yes, Harry will deal with him, but a couple of different directions to think about.
Harry 14-6, not able to turn and burn it. There is going to be 13 seconds of scrap going over to Team Moon. This game is going to be all but tied as we go into the next set of rotations. Scrap actually taken away. Bance managed to get it. But as we go back into the P1, very little daylight between these two squads.
Yeah, not much to speak about. I mean, honestly, there's been some really nice breaks. I mean, Dizzy's just shotgunned Bance. Ridiculous shots coming through. A really nice Rival 9 play from Dizzy. But both of them, honestly, it feels like Team Moon have broken really well, but when they have broken, they've been broken back pretty quickly as well. So both two teams may be a little bit soft on some of the holes so far. But that's something that will come with time as you start to learn the map a little bit more, start to understand exactly where players will be coming from. You can't understand that Aspect is behind you, though. Full flank comes through from him. Will get dealt with pretty quickly. And what I really like that Team Moon have been doing when you have had some of the hills over towards the garage side, they've been breaking from inside of the mall, right? They've been finding a push through, and that's really what's caused issues. There's always players on the fly trying to find these breaks. Whilst all that has been going on, though, a couple of seconds for Team War over towards P1 again. They will have the P2 rotation again this time. They have somebody a little bit further pushed up so they can slow Team Moon down if they can find the kills.
Trying to make this last kill. He's going to get a little bit of a wobble in the gunfight there, but doesn't matter. Over to the next set of rotation. Team War did so well last time. Beans already set up. Genesis is going to be the first one to feel his wrath. Back into the boxes. They will have to dig him out. You can see already Team Moon spreading players across. Aspect could be in a position, but needs his teammates to make some kills.
Beans gets taken down, so that's the first job done. There is already 20 seconds gone on this hill. Harry's going to give it up, and all of a sudden the push is going to start coming through. It's all coming through the ramp side. Bance will find 2. Harry, another. And if there is a point on the map, though, you want the ARs to be firing, it's this one. Really, really good job from Team 1. Now they can start taking the battle rotation. Beans is going to only find 1. He should get traded, but it just slows down Team Moon from making another push. 20 seconds to go on this hill, and every single one of those seconds is going to go Team War's way. That is a full 60. It's blown the game wide open.
It really has. Look at this standoff. Bance and Aspect both laying, both pre-aiming. He goes for the check as well. Bance calls it. End up working out where that player was going to be. Right now, Moon still going to hold this rotation, but there are lanes open for Team War to make a move.
And so all the way from behind, that one player at the front, and Harry's probably just going to wait to see if they can find a couple of kills. One towards the back was watching. He gets dealt with, and now Bance just going to try and finesse. 5 spree for him. Waiting for the rest of his team to try and find a push through the middle of the map. Can't hold the spawns towards the back. Didn't spawn there. They've spawned over towards the garage. And then just found the break back around. So one player's not enough to try and find that breakthrough. Team Moon, 30 seconds to go here. Over towards P3. They're holding really, really well so far. And we'll put this game within touching distance, if anything. If they can continue to lock this down. The pushes from the stairs going to come through. Aspect can only find one. Genesis to flank round behind. Really nice movement. More time on the board here for Team Moon.
Just slowly but surely trying to get back into this game. Of course, that rotation just on the cusp of this as everybody flies about. Aspect will find 2. Scrap time for them. But they have this, and they desperately want these points trickling into their accounts. They need it to get back into this game. Aspect doing everything he can to just hold off the inevitable tide of players. Genesis has the flank as well. They are cutting War down.
And there was 2 players watching the flank there for a player like Genesis who's going to push around from behind, trying to cut off them reinforcements. You can see Dizzy's now on his way over as well, just to try and slow them down. It's so hard to find a push from this side. Kills all coming through here for Team Moon. With the rest of this time, they'll pretty much take the lead, Brycey. You'll only by a few seconds. Team War have really struggled with this hill. Can't seem to find a breakthrough. The trophy system's working overtime right now. Can Team Moon lock this down?
They managed to get it again. All the points towards them, and that's just going to run straight into trouble. Aspect on a 6 streak. And they have brought this game back from the brink. We go over to the next set of rotations, and it's very much up in the air. Team Moon will be in the ascendance. 7 streak now for Aspect, continuing a reign of terror against Team War.
This is looking good for Team War, though, as we do head over towards the bridge. Got themselves set up very, very nicely. Somebody patrolling in the middle of the map just to try and keep an eye on where players are coming from. He'll start to stretch over as soon as he sees this gunfight. Genesis is going to find Beans, though, and a little bit of weakness now. You can find your position on this truck and can start to rain some fire down. Team War have to get off if they want to gain control.
Is he looking for some kills towards the middle of the map? Knows going to be here. Looking for Bance, and there's the Chow. Ends up holding the irons correctly. Neither team going to be on this point at the moment. 37 seconds left to go. Means nobody can win it here. And right now, somebody from Team War is going to make the come. Get on the point.
And now, this could be one-dimensional from Team Moon. It's going to be a hard hit, but the grenade's starting to come through. Trophy system's not able to hold it down in time. Genesis will find one on the bounce as well. Have to go huge now if you're Hixie. 20 seconds to play for here. The lead is about 10. This could be massive, massive scrap time in the grand scheme.
He wants to reach out, but it's going to be weak. Harry will get a trade for him as well. Hixie, you cannot go out of that doorway. There is just too many bodies. 5 seconds of scrap time, and now the rotation into P1. Beans dancing around, but no life to show for it. There's just too many players. They're still fighting over old.
Team Moon have stacked it up. I mean, they put their chips down, right? You send everybody this way. You got to find the break from it. Now a little bit of bridge control, but Team War starting to get some points on the board. Hixie can find 2 just to slow it down. Connor and Aspect were there. Is the break going to come? Yes, it is just about, but there's Beans. The final kill goes Team War's way. They're 10 seconds away from the win.
They have got the trade for Moon. They will now have to run into this and take it away. Can they do it as well? There goes the first couple of trades coming through. Genesis is going to get one. There's going to be 2 more piling into the point. Aspect for the win. Beans wants to stay alive here as he knows he's going to be a bit of trouble, but the P2 is not in their favor either. War can win this on this point, or they can win it on P2, but they have to pick one of them.
Now, what are they going to do? They're going to stick a twist. Are they going to go for that final little bit of scrap time that they need? Or are they just going to commit for P2 with the side of the map they're spawning on? Honestly, the scrap time might be the more beneficial. Push starting to come through. 2-piece coming in. Aspect, Connor can't get it done. Bance inside the point, but the contest comes through. P2 rotations on.
Only one player here from Team War. They could have thrown this away. Hixie will find the first. Once into this point with 3 seconds, finds it, but will be cut down by Dizzy. Both teams now got to fly. Got to get into this point. You can see Harry got to get one as well. Aspect trying to get it at the same time, but Team War get 2, and that's the point. That's the tick, and that's the ending. Team Moon almost had it, but Team War by a hair.
Oh, what a map, number 1. If Team Moon can clear them out there, that's the game. It comes down to one big team fight. What a map we had from these 2 teams. Just you can tell obviously, but it's still quite early for these teams trying to understand it fully. and it's just mental. It's absolutely bizarre how the game goes. And honestly, what a game in terms of like what we've seen, especially over towards the bridge side. Huge commitment from Team Moon for the final 10 seconds, and that kind of set them up in that awkward position of only being a few points away from losing. But they find a break. They start to think about this rotation over towards P2, and they nearly get it. The 13 seconds, honestly, it didn't feel like it was even that far away. It felt like it was very, very close because it was going to come down that last fight. A couple of gunfights go a different way for Team Moon on that rotation over towards P2. They want to 0 up.
Wow. Give credit to both teams where it is due. It is a absolute stomping of a map from both sides. I didn't know which way was going to go, but that's what we wanted to watch Rio, right? We were looking forward to kind of seeing this in Challenge. We knew it was going to be fast. We knew it was going to be heavy on the interactions. And both teams really did put up a show. The Team War panic probably set in towards the latter stages there. They couldn't get into P1. They weren't there for P2. And they were sprinting, knowing they could be cut down at any second. When it finally ticked over, they must have been relieved.
I mean, look at that. I mean, at one stage, they were 90 points up. And they only win it by 13. So things got very, very stressful, I would imagine, the Team War comms. Thank God they all have the calming voice of Marky B right now, though, in between the maps. If anyone's going to calm me down after a game of Call of Duty, it is Marky B. He used to have to do it to me, to be honest with you.
Don't worry, Tony. You've gone 4 and 27. It'll be okay, mate.
hey, he wasn't much better when I used to play with him, honestly.
Well, away from the coach and into the maps of mode. So far, this is what we have seen. 250 to 237. A very close game, which is kind of be expected from 1 and 2 in this group so far. Karate, Search and Destroy will be next, of course. Then Invasion Control, Karate Hardpoint, and Invasion, Search and Destroy to round it out if we go the distance ton.
I mean, look, we were having the conversation today of what games we wanted to watch, and this is the one that really stood out for me pretty much immediately. Both these two teams doing very well. Of course, Team War sitting at 3-0, Team Moon at 2-1. So it was just natural that we go towards some of the teams towards the top. Some of these teams that are going to be fighting for those top positions. Team War, though, will be very, very happy to close that one out. And that's sometimes the hallmark of a good quality team. I mean, every single one of these players has been in the CDL at some stage. Every single one of them. So they very much have the pedigree to be at the very top level. Some of the won majors over seasons. One of them came second at Champs about 6 months ago. So that shows the level of player on this Team War roster. They will be more than happy to have that experience to carry them through those games like that. New map coming in against a team who have some cracked SMG players. It was always going to be difficult, but they're getting the win anyway.
Yeah, they certainly will as well, of course. And yeah, I think Team War are obviously one of the favourites in this entire Challengers Elite so far as well. Team Helmet, I'm looking forward to seeing them maybe later on when they go into playoffs. And I don't think anybody's really betting against them both to make playoffs and have to match off at some point either. But this is what we were talking about. Team Moon, though. What a valiant effort. What an almost that could have been done. So many bullets flying around. And on Rio Hardpoint, we knew the interactions were going to be high. It would have been absolute chaos in the comms for both sides.
Yeah, it would have been. And I think that's when you need those common players, those players who have experience we spoke about before. I mean, a lot of Team Moon have been around for a long time. There's a couple of players who have been playing in Challengers since... I'm talking Norbrecht days, Brycey, aren't you? It's a long time ago, right?
The infamous Norbrecht call. Well, that has been a long time ago. Let's find out, though, how this Search and Destroy goes. We're jumping on board with Team War to begin with as they try to get their defense done. And bearing in mind this is round 1, it plays a little bit different than the others because no trophies on the map.
Does he setting himself up in the mid-map? Genesis has already fallen, though. So where's the push going to come through here? Oh, is Hixie being caught? What's he called, Connor? Oh, can't be very healthy there, Brycey. He's got to be the weakest man on the planet. He's actually got.
Keep an eye, though. I think Dizzy may be the key player. Furthest up, we'll be looking to lock down it. Aspect now coming to reinforce, but Beans finds one, but Aspect will get Beans. Down to a 2 versus 3. The problem here for Team Moon is positioning. With BB Connor, though, sees a shadow and almost gets the opportunity. Dancing about will fall to Bance in the end.
Nice done from Bance. Looking like a good defensive hold straight off the rip. I mean, Aspect has managed to get a little bit of control over towards B, yeah, but he doesn't have any teammates. You can find this one at Bance. I mean, that's a hell of a spray transfer on a Hixie. If such a thing exists in Call of Duty.
He found found that. This round was blown completely open, and shooting lasers almost takes down the players.
Interesting round. He's probably got the fright of his life when these bullets rained in on him, obviously in the previous gunfight, but will quite happily take the second when he's not staring at him. Aspect really has been one of the standouts to me. I mean, they all have their moments. This Team Moon side. Feels like there's definitely talent there. I mean, look, as mentioned, we've got some players who have been around for a long time. Team Moon definitely seem to have that rawness about them. But if they can start to piece some things together, yeah, they will be a threat for a lot of these teams. They've just pushed Team War to a 13-point harm point. Have found themselves 1-0 down here in the search and destroy, though.
Here comes the push. Have they seen this? I don't know if they have. We've got players up top red. All the way across. Bomb going down. Bams just checking the angles here. Hasn't found anybody so far. We can see that on the minimap as well, but this is advantage to Team War. Dizzy, though, going to be up top. Huge gunfight. Already takes down Beans.
Being caught out in that position. Oh, Connor finds Bans as well. And for all that, the positioning wasn't there for Moon to stop the bomb going down. Their positioning to retake. Oh, my word. Harry has absolutely finessed it. Great positioning from him. Small amount of luck as well. Dizzy now left in a 1 versus 3. Not going to happen. Seymour finding themselves in an attacking round. Harry's positioning pretty much perfect. As mentioned, gets a little bit of timing on his side as well, but just holding down the flank. The rest of the boys can do their job at the front. And that's the dagger for the round. Hixie 3-0. And I think that for Team Moon, I mean, you didn't have any eyes, though. You didn't have any idea the bomb's going down. I don't know if I love it, if I'm honest with you. In that kind of position. Dizzy was there to go for the retake, but it is a tough one at times. You can't just commit to every single sight line, right?
Yeah, this is true. It was one of them ones. It was a calculated risk. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off for them that round, but probably something they try again here with a little bit of a change. But all is not lost. Here comes the push from them. It looks like a B commit. They're going for a lot of top 3 control here. That's in this position again. And just waiting. Whoever strikes first, the trades will flow like water. This is going to be up top, and Bats will find the first. Can they now get him? He's going to try and stay alive as he gets down and underneath.
Such an awkward position. It's just such an awkward... I mean, this is bold. You got numbers, you put a smoke down, you arguably give them a little bit of cover, but it's worked out.
2 versus 4. Team Moon. A little bit worried now. That's information. They know the player's going to be there. And for Team War, this is about trying to do the best trap possible. Bean's going to get away from it. Aspect has to try and stay alive. They're going to go over towards A. This means it relies on Harry.
Bean's trying to kill on the other side, though. The bomb carrier. Massive. Oh, Harry is there for the gunny as well. For all, that was a close game number 1. So far, search and destroy. Nothing the like, to be honest with you. 3-0. Looking really clean from one. Yeah, really nice snap from Harry. 4-0 up. Absolutely chilling.
Been pretty one-sided so far. 3-0 to Team War. 2 of them not died in the last 3 rounds. Hixie and Harry, so far undefeated. All could change, though. This is their attacking round. That's where it can be dangerous. It looks like a B commit for them.
It's a little bit difficult, though. That's still in check. Will you give you much info? Don't think Harry's seen Genesis's head. Just looking to find some info. Hixie's found himself a potential breakthrough here. Aspect will fall. Team War just very much seem to have Moon's number here.
Very, very practicedness indeed by the look of it. Genesis could be the catalyst for a comeback. Finds Harry, drills in, more players flying through, finds a second on a Bants. That's what I was talking about. Genesis in a power position, locking it down. Hixie for the movement, looking for it as well. They shift in the night, they go past each other. Hixie's going to lose the gunfight as well. Beans for a 1 versus 3, outnumbered, outgunned, and down. Team Moon get one on the board.
That's all on Genesis, right? He stayed so patient. Teammates falling somewhat around him. And he just locks it down. And Dizzy, insane shots from there with an SMG. I hope to God Beans was weak. Incredible, though. Really good comeback. It's all down to Genesis. Big two-piece on the site. I mean, if he gets one and gets traded there, it's not the end of the world for Team War by any stretch. 4-0 up, though, would have been nice. 3-1. That's still a comfortable position, but Team Moon will be feeling better about their chances. But now they're on the attacking side, it could be so tough. Maybe a hit over towards A team. Seem to be having a little bit more success towards that side, but it's through the mid.
Here comes the push. Dizzy making a move. That top apartment. What's it going to go down low? Could be in an absolute fantastic position. Oh, could have got up ladder. Going to open this bomb site up completely. They have no idea this is happening. Dizzy, like a thief in the night, has taken down Beans already. And now, if you're Team War, you're panicking. Where do we get him? How do we do this?
And I think for Team War, you immediately think that the push is going to come over towards B. But if Dizzy can continue to cause havoc here, one kill comes in, looks like the middle of the map from Bance. And how Dizzy would love to have the bomb right now. Aspect does have time to wrap all the way back round through his spawn. Dizzy will be calling out the rest of his team. Yeah, look. Close diner off. Nobody here. I've got the cut through alley. You should have a free run to the site, but you need top red control. Somebody there from Team War who's got super aggressive.
Here they go. Looking for this, Hixie. Bit of timing. Little bit of timing. Little bit of luck. Gonna know where this player is. That bomb is gonna go down as well. 2 versus 3. Dizzy will find Harry, but they have to go for it. Hixie is gonna fall as well. This is all on Bance.
Just stop and plant. Just stop and plant. That's all you need to do.
Looking for it as well with the smoke down. Finds him as well. Trying to stay alive. 1 point something seconds ago.
No
and down to the bus. It's a finesse. The smoke goes both ways. Team War get away with it by a tiny margin. That is what is known as a cheeky play.
No cheekier than Ben Bance is there. He's laughing his head off, isn't he? Finds the kill. Gets away.
Any second there, he would have been a little bit... He would have felt the crosshairs on his back as well. Like, oh, God, is he close? No idea, but somehow just makes the right call to get that one done. I was expecting him to go through and try and chat it from the other side, but doesn't matter.
Honestly, I think Hixie made a really big play there through top right. Team Moon are going to start to cover that off, and I think War know that when the bomb's going to be going down over towards A, the information was kind of there. Hixie gets himself up top, causes issue, and he's going to find the first kill in the next round here as well. Aspect, has he actually shown himself yet? It doesn't look that way on balcony. He could be a huge player here. Beans has seen him. Beans is shouldering him. Beans is calling it out, but Aspect still spins. And Bance gets dealt with. That's bombed down. Is that top balcony as well?
It is. Team Moon have an opportunity. Just a little one. Because Team War have to extend to go get this. I think they've got it back into the hand. They're going for the flank. Two of them coming through. I don't know if they've been seen.
Did they hear that? Even if he did, he's dead.
Team Moon have an opportunity done.
Bridge has got to be the push. You know they're going to be here. The problem is Aspect didn't have eyes on, so there's always the potential they could be elsewhere. Well, there's the info for you. Beans will shoot at your head because he sees it. And he, of course, is Beans. He's very, very accurate. Shots in coming in from Aspect. We'll know the other one is there as well. And Dizzy in this position with a rival 9. The gun's good at the moment, but it ain't that good. There we go. Team 1 find themselves another round. It doesn't feel like they're necessarily cruising here, but it just... Every clutch kill that needs to go their way seems to be going their way. I don't actually think that Team Moon are playing necessarily a bad search and destroy here. There's just been a couple of moments here and there that are going their way. But they do be like that. I mean, look, it comes with experience of just making sure you are finding those important kills and doing a lot with it. That's the important thing.
Yeah, it is. Well, we will see if Team Moon can make a comeback onto this, though. 5-1 down in the search and destroy. They have to win an attacking round, and it looks like a huge commit towards A. Only one player, Harry, will be here to watch this. And all gets caught out by Aspect. The side is open. Team Moon will still have to check their corners.
Harry a little bit naive with that challenge over the top. Beans was ready for that one. Aspect finds the second. Trying to get over here quickly is Hixie. No SMG this time. If he can find another one here and get out, that would be magical. Finds one. Isn't going to get out, though. 1 versus 2 for Bance.
Has already been found. Oh, my God! How has he made that? Shouldn't have happened. Hip fire, reign supreme into the chest. Looking for this last player. Has called it out as well. Has found Genesis.
God.
It's a clutch again from Bance. Outnumbered, never outplayed. And he's going to be praying for the random numbers of hip fire that one worked. But, oh, my goodness.
Crazy. Vance clutches up 2 different times. If Vance doesn't find those 2-1 versus 2s, we're at 4-3 right now. None at 6-1. Big rounds coming out from Vance. Clutches coming in. Important kills all the time. Making sure they punish when they do find them. Clinical from Team War. Every single facet of Search and Destroy that you would want from a team, they've got it.
Yeah, they certainly have. And yeah, it looked very polished from there on that one. Obviously, a couple of clutches, though, doesn't really give the story it should have been.
Yeah.
Realistically, Team Moon could have walked away. I think the point you made that it could have been 4-3 and probably should have been 4-3. Would have still been talking about the S&D going either way. But that's not how it happened. A close hard point. What looks like a not very close S&D, but there is more than just the numbers. Of course, you have to give it to Bance, though. Got the clutch, got the kills, got the damage, leading the lobby.
Yeah, really good job from Bance. Those kind of moments where you need all that experience to pay off, and it has done. Experience to close out the hard point, the wherewithal to commit to a couple of those moments that really do make the difference. Yeah, look, those 1 versus 2s don't happen, as mentioned. We're currently at 4-3 to Team War, which is a very different scoreline to 6-1 in the map victory. Invasion Control coming up next as well. I mean, I know where I'd be stacking my chips on which way this one's going. Team Moon have honestly showed a decent account of themselves here. As mentioned, a very close map number 1. Map number 2 is closer than the 6-1 scoreline does suggest. So Team Moon not out of this, but with the way that Team War have been playing this, you would expect them to close it in 3 now.
Yeah, you certainly would. They are the favourites coming into it, and have looked the favourites to that S&D at least. But for me, I mean, Team Moon probably just going to probably not feel great about it. Like I said, a few moments have gone against them. A very close hard point. They'll be feeling that one as well. The clutches certainly will put a bit of a sour taste in the mouth, but still lots to recover from. Still a lot of series to go, Ton.
Yeah, look, there's plenty to go through. They were sitting at a 2-1 record, I believe, as well. So this will put them at 2-2, still in a good position. I think especially in that group as well, there's 2 teams really struggling in Noctem and Team Higgy sitting at 0-3. So you're not in a terrible spot. Even if you lose this one, not the end of the world.
No, it certainly isn't. Well, speaking of the end of the world, it's just the end of this segment. We are going to go to a quick break. When we come back, though, of course, more games from our 2 games on at the moment, including Invasion Control, and we'll probably catch up with the second block at some point. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Call of Duty Elite Challengers. We are actually going to jump into our other game going on at the moment. We haven't had a chance to see them yet, but this is K2 Esports versus Clutch Rain. Clutch Rain did win the hard point, I was told, pretty handily, but let's see what happened on the Search and Destroy turn.
Yeah, K2, 1-0 up. Bomb is down here with Clutch Rain, and now in a 3 versus 3 big win coming in from Isaac, though. And all of a sudden, Rafi and Cobra are left in a 2 versus 3. Oh, this is a big child coming on through, considering how much time is left. Cobra still in a position to do something about this here. Can he get eyes on the bomb? Doesn't look like it. This should be defused, and it should be 2-0. Can't get there in time. Clutch Rain, 2-0 down.
Flank from Cobra.
Yeah, very low. Fortunately, the rest of his team weren't really sitting tight. It seemed as if some aggressive challenges coming out there, Bryce.
Yeah, it looked like they were just going to pick them apart. They kind of tailed up here, and it doesn't always work, unfortunately, especially when you lose that first gunfight. Isaac 4-0 now on this search and destroy. So we will have to see, because at the moment, Clutch Rain, while they won the hard point, are behind in the S&D.
Nice play from Isaac. The K2 Esports actually just finding their first win. I'm just going to quickly check in terms of how things have gone. But, like, yeah, considering yesterday it didn't really go to plan for them. And for these guys coming in with not a great deal of experience, nice for them to get their first win. Find themselves behind the series. Looking quite good in the search and destroy, though. It's going to be head over towards A now for them. First shot's going to come through. That is a hellish gunfight from Drills. It's going to get traded. They line up for Rafi too. And now a 3 versus 2 in the favor of Clutch Rain.
Isaac looking for a pick here. No, somebody's going to be around here and just guns down Cobra. And top fire, and this puts them in a much better position, Tunt. He is firing on all cylinders.
Can he keep it going? 5-0, 6-0. Get some good timing on Rafi. All of a sudden now he knows where Twiz is as well. Twiz will find the gunfight. 1 versus 1.
Almost found it. Shoulders flying about. Wanted to go on the roof there, I think of it, but no, it goes all the way through the bus. Hasn't seen him. They've passed each other. Twitch is like, where has this player gone? Oh, is he going to go out the top? Can he get to B in time? No, he's coming back here.
Oh, wow. I mean,
hiding Twiz.
I'm not joking. He was literally just sitting, waiting for the push to come top right. And the second that he pushed around, moves himself out of the way. K2 Esports 3-0 to the good. Wow.
Wow. All good so far. K2 Esports having a great showing on the S&D. Isaac 6-1. Clutch Rain really not having a lot of fun.
What's the change up here for Clutch Rain? Things haven't been working out over towards a defense or attack. No hit markers coming through. Drills is going to find that gunfight. Clutch Rain really struggling here in the search and destroy. It's another first blood for K2. I'd love to see how many there were, but right now it's looking really, really solid. 3-0 to the good and looking like they could be 4.
Yeah, Clutch Rain not having a lot of opportunity to get forward here. You can see they're trying to just work this bomb site. Solve the Rubik's Cube of defense. But everybody's from K2. Playing patient, playing the angles. Now Twiz is going to cross. That will be called out. Still can't plant. Still cannot put that bomb down. Rafi will find Isaac, though. Back to a 3 versus 3. And now 1 versus 3.
Yeah. Drills on the flank. Always going to help things out there. And I wouldn't care, you know, because Clutch Rain get the minor win of being able to push over onto the bridge, which does make planting just that little bit easier. Drills now watching the flank. That. Is this a... I hope he's got an MCW in his hands, Bryce. I'm about to be upset. For God's sake.
Wow. It's just very, very one-sided at the moment. After that first map, we were told Clutch Rain were looking like the better team. That has not been the case so far. 4-0 to K2 Esports. Completely dominant so far in the search and destroy. Only 8 kills in 4 rounds for Clutch Rain.
I mean, just nothing is working out for them whatsoever. Now sitting a little bit more passive. I wonder if after a dominant map #1 win, they'd maybe just come in just a little bit overconfident. I mean, look at even the shots that will return to him. Cov's now going to rechild that. Drill's still a little bit weak. Rafi's going to go for the child. They rechild again to get that wonderful, wonderful team play coming in from K2 Esports. They're about to go 5-0 up in the search and destroy, Brycey. Very different game mode to Hardpoint, isn't it?
It certainly is. There are always specialists in S&D, and it looks like K2 Esports might be one of those. Cobra looking for a miracle. Isn't going to check the right corner. Down they go. 5-0. Wow. But we are going to jump out of this game into our secondary. It will still be alive on the Bravo stream. Obviously, you won't get to hear us. For some people, that might be a benefit. But we're going back into our primary game on this slot. Of course, it's Team War versus Team Moon. They should be in the control and ready to see if this is over or whether there's not an opportunity for a reverse sweep.
Well, that's Team Moon already with a round, but it is over towards to the defensive side. So not necessarily the end of the world, but I'd be curious to see how many ticks Team War got on the board, considering Harry had 1 kill. I don't think it's going to be many. So I'm curious. It's hard for us to judge how the 5th round is going to go if we do need it. We haven't needed it yet today, so let's see how the rest of it transpires.
At the moment, a little bit of a trouble because Team War are pinning Team Moon all the way back. They've only lost 1 life so far. Harry's trying to be a bit cheeky, go through Palace, get a few kills. But apparently there were no ticks round 1 either. Team Moon completely held Team War at bay.
Team War doing the exact same thing here. Realistically, they do need to have just as good of a defense if they possibly can. I mean, look, we've been putting these sort of, say, eventuals into play here when it does come down to control and the particulars of a potential map number 5, but doesn't matter if you do end up winning one of these attacking rounds. Grenades are going to start going on through. Genesis will get buttered up and then taken down. But ticks over towards B. So for Team Moon, a minor win here in this round, irrelevant to what happens.
Doing well so far, though. Keeping the pressure up, keeping Team War from consolidating anywhere. Beans flying in with a pistol. We'll eventually get it, stopping any more ticks flying through. Hixie trying to play his life because he's already taken a bit of damage.
Losing B, though. Look for the flank, and that has now maybe put them in a dangerous situation here. So they're going to be forced back just a little bit. B is going to be gone. So that's 3 ticks to 0 on the attacking round so far in the favor of Team Moon. Trying to find a push as well. Genesis will not find that gunfight onto Harry. But because those couple of gunfights were lost down the street and B side, you lose a bit of control down here. If you're Team War, you're fighting back for it. Is he now hunting around, trying to find a couple of kills, trying to set things up a little bit? The life difference is in the favor of Team War here. But the map control is not quite there, Bracey.
It certainly is not. Already you can see Dizzy out towards the back, and this
huge.
is going well for them. Dizzy staying alive, and look at this, all off the respawn here for Team War. They are being beaten just everywhere.
I mean, that's too good. Gunfight to advance to win, though. For all the good work that you just did. Yeah, okay, you're going to get a tick over towards A unless Dizzy can continue to just lock this down on his own. Finds 2 gunfights pretty much uncontested. Spins to Hixie, can't find it. So damage limitation now for Team War. You've lost 4 ticks. You didn't gain any in your attacking round. And you still haven't really got map control here. 8 versus 8. 35 seconds or so to go here. Potential for Team Moon for this round.
Here comes the push. Team Moon will look for this one more time. Down to a 3 versus 3, essentially. There's respawns for everybody available, but probably not the time to get them. Aspect in the middle of the street. He knows there's a pre-aim locked on this car now as well. Dizzy has found one. They've gone for Aspect. It's just taken down Harry down the street. This is huge for them. They're now going to be moving. BB Connor finds one. Hixie gets away with his life. 4 versus 5, but time is against them. Get into the contest point. Beans will find Genesis. That's huge. Connor will have to play a miracle. It's not going to happen, but Team War hold on by a tiny margin in a gunfight.
That is a close round. Team War will get it. But after 2 attacking rounds, they will find themselves 4 points behind on the control side of things in terms of determining which way round number 5 could potentially go if we do see it. But that was scary. Team War barely got out their spawn on their attack. Whereas when they went over towards the defense side, they really did struggle. Team Moon, a lot of credit there. Let's see if Team War can do something a little bit better here. There's going to be 4 ticks over towards the side of Team Moon after an attacking round each. Honestly, Team War could do an attack here.
That's what they want. Whether or not they'll actually get it is a very different story. Already getting onto B. Already standard opening for them, not even going towards A. They want to be trapped back again. Harry trying to make a bit more moving, but not going to happen. Second tick almost in for Team War. Beans will find 2 as well. Only BB Connor is going to be here. Eventually finds 1, but will be traded back out. And now the long and treacherous road to capturing A on this map begins.
Oh, I cannot believe Aspects just chilled that and still won it. Absurd play. Harry now down the side. Honestly, could do is just survive it. Wait for the rest of the team to get over here, and maybe you can do something from there. Aspect, though, doing a really good job. All concentrated, though. Over onto Harry. Hixie will find 1 there. He will find himself in as well. A little bit of cover here for Team War as well. They don't necessarily... Well, they're not nearly close enough, to be honest with you. It looked as if they had the angles through the street, but choosing not to be aggressive with it. Aspect. He's really impressed me over these last couple of days. Every gunfight, he seems very well positioned. The snap is there. Playing well so far here for Team Moon.
And then again, just finds a bit of timing on Beans that time around. But this is the issue. Team War, slowly but surely, bleeding lives and bodies, losing that map control. And that makes every push harder. You have to make successive waves of kills to get near A. And they just cannot get it done. The trades are too even. And that benefits the defensive team.
That's big from Beans, though. Disney needs to stay alive here. Are you going to read this if you're pants? Yes, you are. And all of a sudden, backs against the wall here for Team Moon. Genesis can find 1. Honestly, could do with finding a second. It does so. The third as well? Surely not, Harry. There to shut it down. A lot of pressure, though. Coming in towards Laundry. You've got control over towards A. Big opportunity here for Team War.
Harry just trying to hold off as many people as he can. Waiting, looking for Connor. Finds him. And Team War are in. They're still going to try and make more and more kills. Harry's making a move.
Spawn them out.
It's aggressive, but the spawn is going to go against them. Hixie has that first point, but is now outnumbered. Does not have the support he wants. Nades and stuns are going to rain here onto the points. He's outnumbered, outgunned, and go. Wait a minute. Not going to fall. Does fall eventually.
Dre comes through. Lives very even. Need to find these next couple of kills if your Team Moon just to ease that pressure. Harry towards this street side will play this one very, very slowly. If he can find a pick, that would be massive for him. As the rest of the team trying to find something through the middle of the map, Harry will find it. So now for Team Moon, you need to turn around. You need to deal with Harry. He gets inside the point. So that's a distraction. The rest of the team, unfortunately for Harry, absolutely nowhere near. Needs to do it all on his own.
Kind of went for the reach out, but Hixie was there for the trade. Player so far away, though. Harry alone and outnumbered. Is he going to be outgunned? No.
Hell of a recall.
Dizzy, they know where he is. Here comes the Chow. He has to back off, wait for the reload.
Massive.
He gets another one. Harry staying alive. 2 now into the point here. Team War want this round. Bats watching the cross, finds 1, finds the second, and that could be everything done. It will be. Team War take the win on the attack.
Absolutely superb from Harry. Gets a spawn towards the tank side of Palace and makes the move down the street. And you don't need to be sprinting. You don't need to be head down, getting there as quickly as you can. Pick away. Look, Team Moon aren't just going to want to control that side of the street. There's people spread across the map. You take your time. If you can find a kill, find yourself in the point. Team Moon have to spin around. They have to deal with you. And because of that, the rest of Team War can start to converge. Hixie helps him out with a gunfight over from the B side of the map. And all of a sudden, it's broken wide open just due to a little bit of patience from Harry. Really, really good job from Team War. Now on the defensive side, 2-1 lead here in the control. 2-0 up in the series. Driving seat, if anything.
Wow. The Team Moon now have to do the almost impossible when you're attacking round, but they are going for it. Dizzy flying in. They're going to be into the A point. A few more kills, a few more trades, and they can lock it in. Dizzy doing everything they can. Will fall eventually. One player is going to be Beans, who gets 2 in there as well. They have cleared the lines. Connor trying to do something, but Beans has just been on a wreck here. A 4 streak for him.
You know, Beans is in his room shouting dead right now. That is insane. How on earth has he found those 2 kills with an AR? Finds the 2, finds the 3rd just to get rid of that pressure. 50 seconds remaining here. B is now going to be on the cards for Team Moon. But to give them their credit, in that previous attacking round, they weren't far away. They're going to find a few kills over towards this B side as well, so Team War probably going to walk away licking their wounds, or just trying to contain them if they possibly can, and try and get some kills on the board. 2 players have been found. Team Moon looking likely to get a hold of B here, but maybe not yet.
Well, the giveaway B, obviously it sets us in for the long road again. 1 minute 50 on the clock. 1 life in advantage of Team Moon, but I can't see it staying that way, although Genesis may have just slipped through there with perfect timing and parkour.
Now, if his team can find a couple of kills here, he can start to move into position. Harry's going to be in the point. Massive gunfight. Genesis. Oh, he doesn't get over. Spawns come in so quickly for Beans, and he's just got to put his irons up and find the site. Aspect now. Middle of the map. Being closed down by Bance, who will just stay alive. He'll just take his time. Gives Team War a little bit of presence now, who can move up the map, start to find some kills. Aspect will go for the challenge. He knew he was there.
Team War just worried about losing too many lives in one go. Team Moon are slowly but surely making their way up. They are winning these trades. They have been. Beans inside the point has made it. Aspect just throwing bullets as well. Beans going to be weak. That's 2 down as well. Beans now in trouble, all alone, firing everything from the crypt is going to be drained. Will eventually get the kill on the Connor as well. Has held off this team by himself. Will go down to the nade, but they are in the point ton.
Team Moon took their time. They knew they just had to deal with Beans, and now they can set themselves up. They want to set themselves up for success here at A. Inside the point. Cross is covered. Unfavorable gunfights for Team War across the entire map. Genesis not going to get there. Harry will find one. Aspect locks it down. Third tick's coming.
No respawns for War. They've got bodies though, but they have to go for it. He has to go for the Chow, and it's going to lose it as well. Not able to do it. It is going to be Team Moon who win their attacking round as well. They get it by bit. They were winning the trades. They kept pushing Team War back. And now they will have defense in the final round.
Honestly, for me, Team War in the middle of the map just not doing enough. Setting themselves up in good positions, right? But Team Moon just take their time and pick them apart. It shouldn't be as easy as that for Team Moon to find all those gunfights in the middle of the map and then just walk on through towards A. And we switch sides. Team War, well, need to find an attacking round here, and they can't do that with 3 players.
That is very, very true. Well, we'll see what happens when that continues. Obviously, just a few minutes, but there's been a bit of an issue moving forward with that one. Unfortunately, we can go back to it in just a few seconds when they start it back up again. But that was a nail biter between these two teams. Realistically, Team Moon thought it was probably all over, but yeah, I believe you're right, Ton. Realistically, mid-map control there. Team Moon kept making trades, and that was the difference. They never gave Team War an opportunity to set up. They kept the pressure on continuously right up until the dying moments.
Yeah, winning those trades as well, right? Where if you're coming out of the right end of it, all of a sudden, even if you're not getting on the point, you just crawl forward as a team. Just moving forward, getting some more control, get somebody in DVD, get somebody pushed up maybe into laundry, and then that's where you can start to really make the magic happen over towards A. And for what it's worth as well, when we are going to have the break in between, obviously, the end of round 4 and the beginning of round 5, at least there's no sort of streaks to worry about for today, so it is just going to be a flat reset. We'll go into round number 5, I would presume, so that should be the conclusion of that map, which way it goes. But both two teams managed to find an attacking round, so defense, yes, okay, it is this preferred side. It's the one you would much rather be on. But at the same time, we've seen potential from both two teams to find attacking rounds. It was the first one from Team War that came through that you would have thought put them in such a good position to win the map, right? Win the series alongside of it. Could not quite get it done. So we go to round number 5, sorry, and we may well be going to map number 4.
Yeah, it could go either way. I will say, I think obviously it is difficult to win 2 attacking rounds. It can be done, but for Team War, they are staring down the barrel of potential loss there on the control. And it kind of makes sense, right? Realistically, we knew Team Moon were going to be a contender. They're second so far in the group. That put them in a much better position. And we'll give them a head-to-head, I think. Obviously, the tiebreaker rules and everything will be discussed later. We're way too early in the season for that at this point. But yeah, it was a very close game all the way through. I am also kind of curious how our other game's going on, if I'm honest, while we've got this quick break. I'm trying to take a little look at how that's going down.
Well, I presume that K2 won the S&D. If they didn't...
Oh, well, we'll find out.
Yeah. Okay, so they did win S&D. We just had that confirmed from production. Although they were 5-0 up, so I would have hoped that they won Search and Destroy. Well, over into control, though, and this is where Clutch Rain should really be thinking about getting things back here. But onto the defensive side for K2 Esports. We've split the first 2 maps, of course, and into a fresh control. I think I bounced back here from Clutch Rain. I think they'd be very disappointed with that, especially... I mean, I don't know if they came back and just lost 6-5, then maybe that's a better S&D, but to be 5-0 down against K2 Esports, who... with all due respect, you know, they're not going to be one of the teams that are thinking about winning this entirely, or at least, I mean, it's nice to have the aspiration to, of course, anyway, but it was a 6-4 win, so things did get a little bit tasty there in Search and Destroy. 5-0 only ends a 6-4 to K2.
See if he comes out from the top here. Obviously, it was a little bit of a fight back on that last map, Isaac. Trying to do something here, but it will be Clutch Rain who managed to get themselves into the B point done.
Bit of pressure now. Coming in here from Cobra as well. Oh, just putting that pressure on further into the spawns. Spins the right way for drills. Can't find the bullets, but damage done at B. A little bit of pressure in the middle of the map. That is a wild child on Twiz, but hey, can't win the lottery if you don't buy a ticket.
Here comes the push. Clutch Rain looking to get this one done quickly if they can. And we're just looking for some kills off that spawn. It's going to find them as well. Twiz will get one, and nobody has turned for him. Eventually will fall. And that's a huge gunfight from Isaac, by the way. That allows them just to get down that B street and cause some issues for them.
Isaac definitely looks to play. Been playing well so far in this game, from what we've seen at least anyway. AR shots looking crispy, and that's a little bit more control on the defensive side now for K2 Esports. But is the damage already done? B was captured pretty quickly. You've got a minute and 20 to do something here, but I like this aggression coming in here from Covs. Great shots coming through. Henry just not aware of it. Twiz turns around, but just a little bit too late to save his teammate. But Clutch Rain still with a bit of control towards mid-map until Drills found Twiz.
They are fighting back here. K2 Esports have not given up. Cloudy will get his first kill as well. Gets it one when they need it. Brings it back to 14-14. A minute left onto the clock. Been much more even since B has gone, Ton.
It's been difficult for them to really just break that defensive hold. K2 Esports always seem to have found that final kill or find somebody who's got two, and it does make a difference. And Isaac's playing this really, really well. Repositioning from over towards the B side where Clutch Rain now are there in numbers. Down through blue. Nice and easy for Cobes here as well. Very, very well set up. Clutch Rain just seem a little one by one at the moment, looking for something that they just haven't been able to find. Great shots again from Coves. All of a sudden, now the stack coming through from Clutch Rain. Do or die.
Time is just bleeding away from them. Clutch Rain going to need to make a huge effort on this push. They don't have any more time to do it, and they are going to fall again. K2 holding them back at every stage. And Drills is going to go for the flank as well. This could put the final nail in the coffin. Finds the first, looks for the second, will fall, but it doesn't matter. Two may get the kill. 5 seconds left to go. They jump on Rafi, tries to make a hero play. It's going to work out, and Henry has stopped the clock, but is alone, outnumbered, no respawns as Twiz dives on 3 versus 8.
Got to be perfect with these gunfights. 2 versus 7. You come off the respawn very, very quickly as well. Twiz now on his own will lose the round. K2 Esports hold on, but with damage done. But the defensive round comes through. Really good work, honestly, just staggering these pushes that were coming through. And honestly, I would have liked to see Clutch Rain maybe take their time at a couple of different occasions. It was like they find a gunfight when they like go forward like 20 steps rather than just give it a few, right? Just get a little bit more control. Still, they won't be too deterred. Don't win an attacking round on control on high rise. It's not the end of the world by any stretch.
Wow. Let's see how they respond to it, though. That is the question. Clutch Rain on defense this time around will be looking to try and do one better than K2 Esports. Already so much pressure pouring down the B street. Nades and trophies in abundance. Coves will take that first one, though, Ton.
Gunfights down this side. You're very right. Found a way through. Drill's been chased down. Was hunting as quickly as he can. Coves is another player that's really impressed me. 12 and 7. Put up some big performances, I believe, in their win as well from what I've seen on the Bluebird. Oh, that's technically not on the Bluebird anymore, is it?
No, still trades going down everywhere for this one. And I have been told we have got a 2-2 in the control on our primary game. So we are going to jump back into that one to see the conclusion of Team Moon versus Team War. I said there was a small technical issue for it, so we should be able to jump back into that game momentarily. And there we go, straight onto it as well. Of course, Team War need to win this attack to win this map. Team Moon just have to win their defense.
Understands a little bit of control over towards this B side, though. Child coming through from Ben, surely.
And now you can see, as this is the final round of control, it is going to be difficult for Team War to make this move. They've already got a lot of time onto this B point. They want to get it completely locked in first. Bance makes another kill. And still they're fighting for it. Connor going to go for it, but Hixie dies through. Will die as well. For Team War, they do not want to give up map control for this. They do not want to get stuck back into the blender.
Now, this is potential bad news for Team Moon because Harry's now going to find himself into Broken. A couple of wins here creates a really awkward situation for Team Moon. Connor gonna hold that down though. Really good shots coming through pretty much immediately, and Harry is going to be isolated from the rest of his team here. So not only was he just in a very good position to help them maybe put themselves in the spot to push A, now he's in a position where he needs to find a kill. I love the double up coming in from Team Moon, and now Dizzy in a position to hold them in their spawn. Team War very passive at trying to get out because they know players like this will be around. Eventually they will find a way out, but they aren't going to be running into gunfights. Teams will find a kill on Aspect though. Got to make sure you find these gunfights if you're Team Moon. High risk.
Casey dying there on the straight is going to be a bit of a problem. Genesis is going to be chowed here as well. They've got to. Team War trying to just push their way up the map here, bit by bit, and that is a huge gunfight, but the trade will still come through. It's going to be advantage to Team Moon at this point. Their respawn is going to be closer. They will have bodies back faster.
That was bold positioning from Genesis. Honestly, I would have presumed that the gunfight was heading his way, now finding some room within the mid-alley. I thought that was him who actually killed Beans there, but Beans gets the kill under Genesis. A couple of kills starting to come through. They've got to route through towards A. They're going to get some bodies in there. Team Moon have to retake.
It's just going to be Bance left alone. Nobody really covering him either. Dizzy will have to go for this, but has been stunned at the worst possible time. Team War have got time to reinforce. Bance isn't going to win the gunfight, though. Aspect wins a huge 1v1 in the point. Team War still trying to get the pressure on, but BB kind of just rips through. Not able to get the second on a Hixie. But it's still advantage to Team Moon. All they've got to do is keep these trades flowing for 37 seconds.
For all that Team Moon were able to bat them back, they still don't have that mid-map control that you would love to have, but Genesis and Aspect went huge down that side. Connor could do with staying alive. Isn't able to. Hixie, oh, he's going to get picked as well. Dizzy there can find a second as well. Still those kills being traded. 8v8, 15 seconds. Team War going to make the move.
All Team War need is a miracle. All Team Moon need is just to hold the irons, and they're going to lose the first one. 8 seconds. Unfortunately, this means that War have to run straight into it. Aspect already makes a kill. Beans is going to be just tagged up. Aspect makes a second, and there's surely no way through with no life. They are going to lose that one. Team Moon win the control, and there was just nowhere for Team War to go in the end. Team Moon get one onto the board, Ton.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Team War in that one. But I mean, look, you were in the position where you won your first attack, your second attacking round, I want to say, sorry. Found yourself 2-1 up, going over towards the defensive side, and you've lost the map. I mean, look, there's been a couple of occasions, I want to say, today where these top two teams are still bleeding moments here and there. I'm talking about Omit, I'm talking about Team War. They're still having those couple of lapses, I want to say. There is very much still teams within this Challengers Elite side of things that can cause issues to these top teams. We knew that this would potentially be a good game. The first two maps relatively close, 6-1 score in S&D, of course, but I mean, it was still a close search and destroy. Map number 1 was only 13 points on the hard point. All of a sudden, you're heading into a map number 4. Okay, it's not Rio, it's a very different change-up. But at the same time, if you're Team War, you are not done and dusted here by any stretch of the imagination. A really, really good series coming out from Team Moon. It comes down to Aspect, actually, who finds a few kills towards the end, just locks it down the A street. Really, really nice game coming out from Team Moon. Managed to find themselves with a win in map number 3.
Wow, they have done, and this is interesting. Team Moon taking that away with how close it could have been on that first hard point as well. Team War will be sweating. They're being challenged. You got to say, I think Team Moon, they just maybe felt like a better team on the control at most points, and because there's some huge kills. They kind of Aspect seem to just make ridiculous 1v1 fights all the time.
Yeah, some huge fights. Absolutely huge. I think actually one of the players dropped out towards the end of that previous round for Team War, so that's tough. So that was in round number 4 where Team Moon were able to even the odds. And you can kind of see what Team War were doing, but at one stage as well, it seemed like they had a bit of control of the mid-map, and then all of a sudden they give it up to try and get some control over, maybe towards the petrol station side. So yeah, an interesting one, but irrelevant of that, they lose it 3-2. Course map number 1. Close-ish, apart from it being 6-1, of course, in the Karachi. A couple of big clutches coming in from Bance. Got the Karachi again, though. Hard point this time around. Very, very different to Rio. So can Team Moon find something here in force map number 5? That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, let's find out how our second game is going, though, Tan, because I believe we left it rather abruptly, and we can go straight back into it now as well. It is currently 1-1 between these two teams as we jump on to to the attack with Clutch Rain.
Both teams winning the defenses so far. Team Esports trying to do the same here as well. Clutch Rain struggling to get out once more. Same story for both these two teams. I mean, Cobra's 25 and 18. Classy will find 2 though, and that will probably end this attacking endeavor from Clutch Rain, although...
Is there magic? Is there potential? No, there isn't. No, there isn't. Nothing going well there. Nothing they can do. Push back in the spawn. K2 Esports will take their defense. Obviously, this will put them up 2-1, but now they've got to attack.
Screams around 5, doesn't it? It's looking that way. Both two teams getting the job done on the defensive side. And honestly, this has been a significantly harder game for Clutch Rain than I considered it would be. Honestly, K2 Esports doing a really, really good job. Coves, Isaac, both performing well. 5 spree now for Coves as well, but as mentioned, we haven't seen any cruise missiles coming in today. Seems to be an issue. Oh, that one gets sorted pretty sharpish. Going to attack over towards the A side. Nice and sharp here from Coves. Good control for K2 Esports, which is paramount here. Of course, B is the easier to capture. If you can get a hold of A, though, make your way over towards B, you are looking good. Some shots from Twiz, maybe just a little bit windy. We'll find them in the end. And now Clutch Rain can force K2 back just a little bit.
That's what they want to keep doing, though. Just pressure everywhere if they can make it. Keep an eye, though. Drills. Looking for that magic opportunity. They haven't really identified he's here yet, and that is going to be a problem, because now they're going to have to look back before they look forward, and Coves will take one as well. Isaac just onto the B here, trying to get a few kills before he does anything else. Hasn't worked out for them, and even with all that work done, Clutch Rain, clean house.
Really good job. Keeping them at bay, finding the gunfight wins that they need to. K2 Esports very much not out of this one yet, though. Not 100% sure on what we're looking at in terms of ticks, because it could be influential. Both these two teams doing solid work on the defensive side so far. None of these attacking-sided squads are being able to really get anything going here. And Quiz now getting aggressive. Should get traded. Does so. He doesn't get traded back here from Cobra, who has slowed down ever so slightly, but good shots coming through. Clutch Rain looking like a clean defensive round for them. Looking like a round number 5 heading our way, just as we got in the previous game between Team Moon and Team War. Unless one brick can come through from K2, not going to happen. We will leave it at that. We're going to head over back towards the previous game. War and Moon are just about loaded into map number 4 here, Bryce. It has been a hell of a series. We'll keep you guys up to date, but if you do want to keep an eye on what's going on in that game, you can check the other stream. But this one's a banger. I'd stay with this one, because this is going to be a good one. Kicking it off with Karachi Hardpoint on map number 4. Here with Team War now. They'll want to close this off. They won't want to have to go to a map number 5.
Trying to do everything he can. Looking for the player up towards ladder, but has been stunned and has been found, and trying to stay alive. Pulls away with a few points of health, but will eventually just be cut down before they can do anything. Hixie already making his way over towards P2 as well. It's a big start from Team War, but can they convert it into a back-to-back?
He's just spinning around. He's getting the call out. Somebody at the point. Hold down the R trigger and pray.
This is a great hold, though, for Moon. Look at this. They are everywhere.
This is nice. This is nice. You like to get yourself set up in a few different positions. And, I mean, Team War will not get anywhere near this point, even with about 10, 15 seconds gone on B2. Finally going to try and hold it down from the office. Can find one. It's not a bad result. Keep an eye on Beans on the mini-map in the bottom left corner. He's going to be trying to get some aggression through the middle alley. Now, can you hold this down? Double child around the back. It is going to work out for Team War so far. Can they find a break?
Just got to hold this aspect, holding the irons, waiting. Hicks, you'll get a team kill as well. And now, with bodies, they go into the point. They're looking for them as well, but Connor gets 2.
Good shots.
Aspect with another fantastic kill there. They get this one, and now we're looking for the rotation.
Unfortunate team kill actually comes through for Team War during that. One of the players that was in the point just trying to lock it down, who could have potentially finessed. It's taken down by his own teammates. Grenade, not necessarily ideal. Genesis has just walked through the setup of Team War here. He is waltzed through.
This could be everything. Oh, just waiting, so patient. Is this the time to kill them? Is this the time to strike? Just been looking at the rear of Bance for a while. Eventually we'll have to take it out, and now Genesis towards the back for Team War. They're like, how on earth has he got there? Where did he slip the net? And look at him, finds a second for his troubles. Gets it as well. Team War now push back as Aspect will find a third. And here comes the chow. It's not going to be enough. Hixie will fall though, and this is a break from Team Moon.
Genesis opens the door for his team as they start to walk through it eventually. Again, he's just shooting Ben Banson in the arse again, bro. He's going to be absolutely sick of it. Ixie now going to get caught as well. I mean, do anyone know where Genesis is right now? Finding kills from behind Ellie every single time. They can't get eyes on him. Nice break coming through. So Team Moon pick up the majority of the time with P2, the majority of the time with P3. Find themselves with a chunky little lead heading over to the most contested point, or not contested point on the game.
Now they're waiting for them. There's not usually a lot of points you can get onto this, but right now Team War soaking for everything they are worth. Aspect creeping, goes for the chow and finds him as well. Beans was laying prone, and Genesis will find a kill onto Harry. And this is why you can't hold this one. Connor and Bance are both going to be up top here as well. Nobody going to get in the point yet.
It's just so hard to, right? Can't really do much with it unless you find 4 dead. And well, there's halfway there for the side of Hixie. Grenade wasted. Bullets not so. Kind of will get taken down. So some potential time here for Team War. Don't mind the 10 or 15 seconds on this one whatsoever. So many angles to watch from though, and Dizzy will find a way through, disrupt that, if only momentarily. Team Moon are getting back up here, so that's actually going to be a good 20 or 30. So, well, probably about 20 for the side of Team War on this hill. Got a bit of trips control. Dizzy should be dead to rights. Yeah, shots not quite as clean as Bance would have potentially liked from that range, but relevant that, Team Moon do have the setup and will have the lead again.
Bance just trying to drill the tiniest of pixels. Can't quite get it, and look at the body set up here for him as well. Everybody looking, and Connor moves, and at inopportune time doesn't matter. Covered by his teammate. Aspect will find 2. Beans finds 1, but 1 is not going to be enough. Just using the tree to deflect nades towards him.
Lovely little angle. He had more trust in the tree bouncing them that way than I did. Bance will find 1 kill into Dizzy, but this hold has been good here from Team Moon so far. Going from the top rope. They'll find that final kill, and the rest of the team are here as well. A little bit of a split here for Team Moon, but I don't think it's going to really result in any kind of break coming through. Team Moon going to soak up the majority of that time. I'm not saying that Hixie is going to have a little look for it. 1 player left in it. Hixie finds the gunfight. So that's a big swing, right? You think about 10 seconds of that hill that Team War now going to get. That Team Moon thought they had. It's a bigger swing than just the 10 points that were on offer. Is he trying to find some kills in the middle of the map? Can't finish it and survives. Excuse me.
Well, neither one covered themselves in glory there, but Dizzy still alive and still moving. Finds Beans. Eventually will reload because that last load did not get enough bullets down into the player, so we'll keep going. But realistically, Team Moon are accelerating here on this map. They have taken control, and that is a complete wipe against War.
Now setting themselves up very, very nicely for Team War. I mean, Harry has just been eviscerated by Genesis. Kills starting to fall the right way now for Team Moon to force this map number 5. Dizzy doesn't quite slip the net there. Team Moon just a little bit tighter on the setup this time around. Genesis is the only one who can answer back with a kill. Nelly finds Hixie as well. Potential 15 seconds of scrap time on the cards here for Team War. For all that it wasn't necessarily a favorable first rotation of hills. A good P2 hold. They're back in the lead.
Well, this is where they're going to try and make everything happen for them. Only one body already. Bance will find 3. Obviously, with the respawn coming in, it's not going to be as big, but it does push them back for just a few seconds. Bance is going to try and get them off of this respawn, hiding behind the door. The rest of his teammates locking down that point.
But Bance finding those 3 was crucially important. Yes, okay, it was coming off the respawn. They would be relatively close, but it shuts down that immediate push coming through. Team War weren't as set up as they would have liked to have been. Bance has just given them that time. We'll find Dizzy as well and Atari to clean it up. But Bance has done a fantastic job, and he'll be a big reason as to why this full 60 is looking like it's going to go Team War's way.
Yeah, nothing for Moon so far, but all hope is definitely not lost. At the moment, still in the lead, and they are going to be locking in this rotation. Look at the line they have set up. Everybody covered, every line ready to go. Bance is trying to take on Aspect, and this is a horrible gunfight at the best of times, but teammates to the rescue.
Spawn them out.
Nades flying through. They have spawned out for Team War. If they can make these kills, if they can find just a glimmer of opportunity, they will have an opportunity to strike.
It's turned on its head. Oh, Dizzy's found a big kill. Genesis coming through the mid-map off those split spawns that did come in. Actually worked out this time. Team Moon now with the rotation. Very close game. Pretty much all even. Genesis just holding down the push from the shack side. The one you got to worry about here, though, is Hixie. Are they going to be covering over that side? Hixie's going to find a break coming on through. Can he find a second kill as well? Not quite. He will get taken down, but the distraction tactic is in. And all of a sudden, Connor is left on his own momentarily.
They're going for it, and Connor not able to fight two different directions at once. Dizzy comes in for the trade, but Pick's wrong. The player's still going to be there. 25 seconds left onto this point as everybody floods through. Genesis finds two. Pre-fires the doorway. Just starts a fire. Just keep firing the gun. Everybody trying to go down, but it hasn't been enough. Bance all the way towards the back. Can they get this pin? John Genesis trying to stay alive. Throws fists, not bullets. Eventually will fall. And this game is going to the wire. Both teams almost tied up.
Yeah, it was tied up after we went over towards the diner. It's going to be tied up again. Nelly. Team War heading over towards the next hill. It will be Team Moon the first ones here, but you don't really care about rotating after P3, which means you really can commit to that scrap time. That's what Team 1 did. They get the majority of it. Now getting a little bit of time here over towards P4. They managed to pick up around 20 seconds or so last time around, and you wouldn't mind that now. Finding yourself 20 seconds, putting yourself, sorry, I should say, 70 points away from the win. Never a bad thing to do. You soak up every single second that you can. It's really about jostling for position, heading over towards the next hill, and stopping the other team picking up any stray points over towards P4 here.
Yeah, this is why this hill is so weird. I mean, we just saw Aspect go on a 25-second flank without finding anybody just for that positioning, and already has found a little bit more of a better position. Keep an eye now. They have set up for next. Team War continually finding themselves have to throw into the teeth of gunfights to get anything.
Yeah, I mean, look, they were spawning towards the back there, so they will commit to try and find a little bit of time, and for all that, they will lose the rotation. It's not the worst break on the game, this one. Find a couple of kills towards the back, and you can collapse very, very quickly. Aspect has just had his head wiped off from Harry, and all of a sudden, this one can kick into gear now for Team War. They've lost one gunfight. Dizzy is going to be here to try and find a second one for them. Yes, he can. Big two-piece coming through. The rest of the team coming in off the diner spawn very, very quickly. Really, really good hold from Team Moon when it wasn't looking likely. These two teams just trading back and forth. It's been such a close game all the way. I don't think either one of them have been separated by more than 20 or 30 points throughout the entire game so far. 25 seconds up for offer here. Over towards the shacks. Dizzy and Cut trying to lock it in. No shot.
Taken down by Beans, and again, scrap time in the balance. It will be eventually Team War who get it. And guess what that does? It almost brings us back to a tie game again. Genesis looking for the player, and I don't know if he saw him. Looking for him in the gap. He isn't there. He's just below him. He looks like a dead body. Is going to be a dead body now. It is 1.85 to 185, but a small sliver of a lead for Team Moon as we go into the P1 rotation again.
Now, you would think this is probably going to be decided at diner if one team can get a decent hold here and a good break. We could go still another 3 hills between these two teams. It wouldn't surprise me with how close they have been. They've been trading 20 seconds here and there. Beans. Big gunfight comes through. Doesn't win it. And that gets Team War off the point. Crucially for Team War as well, Team Moon are in the position to maybe have something over towards P2. Hixie slipped the net though, so he'd be massive for this team if he can find a couple of kills and break open this setup. 30 seconds to go, P1 though.
Gonna be taken down, and this is where it gets a little bit dangerous, my friends.
Big.
Already 3. Genesis having the back pedal. Theoretically, you can win this here for Team Moon, but it's all based on the blessing of the ticks, and Beans is just trying to keep everybody on the back foot. It looks like that scrap time might go against them. Dizzy going to go down as well. 2 down. Team Moon are going to be feeling the pressure. Genesis on this point, backed up by Connor, who finds 2. Hixie will trade. Genesis will get 1. Bance will be left alone in the P2 by himself. They are here first, Team War. They were behind, but now they have the opportunity to get it. Hixie throwing down Dizzy.
That's a huge flip. 25 seconds to go. They're continuing to lock it down. Team Moon need to start finding some gunfights, Pricey.
And now the pressure. It mounts. It builds between these two, and Connor just gets blown away. Team Moon, they now have to can't play it perfect. They have to keep moving forward. They find the 2 kills they need. Bance is going to be feeling the pressure as well. Players piling in from both sides. They are going to contest this at this point, and more players just waiting as they throw everything at this point. Somehow still contested, but it is going to be Team War who walk away with the trades, and that should be the game. Team War will get it in the end, but what a contest between these two.
Really, really good series. Team War just pipping them a few different times 13 seconds in map number 1. Yes, okay, it's 60 in map number 4. But 2 very close hard points all the way through until the final hills. It feels like, you know, both these two teams were evenly matched until those final moments here and there. You think about the clutches in the Search and Destroy. Very, very close control that Team Moon were able to take away. A 13-point game in game number 1. And it's just that final rotation that War managed to win and find a hold from. I was curious to see what the spawns were looking like, actually. It kind of caught us off guard that War was spawning over towards that backside. We may well get another look at it another time. We'll check the VOD to see how it worked. I wasn't too sure if they actually pushed around the back to get those back alley spawns off of Team Moon, who just seemed to lose a couple of gunfights at the wrong time. How many times do we speak about, okay, yeah, the hole looks great. Looks like you got the rotation, 3 dead, and all of a sudden, all that hard work you put into the rotation and giving the other team time at P1 kind of goes for nothing. And you find yourself on the back foot. 60-point win in the end for Team War. But if I'm Team Moon, I'm disappointed, of course, but you definitely have some good takeaways from that series, I want to say. You were definitely in a couple of positions that, if you convert them, a couple of 50-50 gunfights don't go your way. You really do get punished up against the team with the experience, with the knowledge that these guys have.
I would even go so far as to say I think Team Moon played fundamentally very well. Realistically, they had great opportunities in the respawns. They did everything right in so many places. Unfortunately, Team War were just very adept at breaking through what we thought were full setups with probably more bodies than they thought they would do. Even in probabilities like this, realistically, you'd think you'd get a whole 40 there for Team Moon. It wasn't going to be. They just couldn't hold on to those early rotations they put themselves in time and time again.
So I'm curious with the kills that Hixie was finding in and around red and top gens. I think that's where you probably do get the flip from. The Cruel Mistress is hardpoint spawns, and they don't work out the right way for Team Moon. Work out wonderfully though for Team War. 3-1 in this series, closing it out. And it looks like we still got some COD to show you over on the European side. We're going to be heading over towards that other game that was going on. And we are into a game where Clutch Rain have retaken the lead in this series. It looked like a relatively close hard point, but it's a solid lead for Clutch Rain. Can they close this out in 4 as well?
Well, obviously, we're on this point, which isn't going to give them a huge amount of points, but you can see here, just in a commanding position. If they can bleed this a little bit more, they will have the opportunity to pretty much do whatever they want on the map. They can rotate early, they can play for scrap time, they can bleed this game down to its very bones. But Rafi still soaking up, even with his teammates dying, as he makes a huge kill there as well.
I don't hate this from K2. They've already got the rotation. They've got Cobbs over here just to stop that scrap time going over as easily. Clutch Rain are still going to spawn out. Cobbs will eventually get taken down, but that could be an important sign for K2. If you can pick up a full 60 here, you're back into the game. And Clutch Rain, well, they could have been 10 or 15 points closer to that winning margin of 250 without Covs finding that push. Now it's about the push that potentially could come here. Covs is going to try and hold this down. That stunner is not going to find anything. And he'll find the kill. Nicely done. Needs to continue to lock this down, though. Heading on the way up, and surely callouts come in from Rafi, but he's just slowing them down. Really good play here.
Yeah, K2 doing a great job. Just getting all these points back that they were behind. This will put them back within striking distance. You can already see Clutch Rain trying to find a position on the map where they can get some trades going through, and Carls finds another one. Backs off, runs for his life, knows he's going to be chased. Not going to get it. Cobra will eventually do so, but it's only a step towards this point. They have done so much work to get no time through as well. And look at this, Clousey! Oh, he's going to die to Twiz. Points back in favour of Clutch Rain, but they can't win it here, Ton.
Oh, Clousey, that was lousy, mate. You got to hit those shots. That's not necessarily the only reason that the break comes through, but that could have been crucial time for your team. It means Clutch Rain find 10 or so points underneath their belt. And potentially could have been yours. And instead of a potential 30-point game, we've got a 50-point game. We got Clutch Rain in the point. 13 seconds to go from them. Twiz finding kills. K2 Esports have got to find something here.
Well, here we go. The last hurrah, the last dive, the last chance, the last opportunity. Rafi ready to gun. Not able to get them, though, and Henry has to fight on his own back. Twiz is going to find one more. The trades come down to this, and it will be K2 Esports by a hair as they just managed to keep this alive for a few seconds, and Covs will get another one. Hold on to your hats. The situation is this. Clutch Rain only needs 3 seconds, but 3 seconds on P1 or P2.
If I'm Henry, I'm just playing for P2 here. Have that insurance policy. K2 Esports Still soaking up some good time. Allow the rest of Clutch Rain to maybe do something about this. And if we can find 3 kills, then all of a sudden that might be game. You got to get in. Get down in the point. I've got your cover. Clutch Rain 3-1 as well.
Oh, a little bit dangerous either way, and that was the issue. I said, once you're in that sort of range, you can do anything you want to. Play for scrap time with 7 seconds remaining, because realistically, you can go round, you can stay there, you don't know what the other team is thinking you're doing. He had the opportunity to go P2, went, you know what, I'm just going to flank. We can win this right now. We don't want to have to run into the teeth of a P2. Fantastic play in the end. Clutch Rain take the series.
Yeah, it's one of those moments where you've got to really... It's a double-edged sword when you're that close away from losing, right? You've got to hold every single second of scrap. You've got to win the rotation. And both of those things are very hard to do against a team such as Clutch Rain, who are very, very solid squad. Henry having a mega game towards the end, 29-17 from him, but not even the most damage. Rafi laying it down. Yeah, look, to be honest with you, K2 Esports didn't prove too much of a bad account of themselves in that one. Lost by 70 in map number 1. Good game in game number 2 from them. They were 5-0 up, so kind of cruising. Maybe let that one slip just a little bit. Only losing by a round in the control. Now only losing it by 45 to a team that are undefeated. So K2 Esports, again, it's a kind of similar situation to what we had in the previous game for Team Moon. Maybe not to that kind of extent, but still a very, very close game. You can take some positives away from it. There's still another week of full competition in terms of those games. And then, of course, you've got playoffs if you can get there. So, honestly, some really decent performances from some of these squads today. They can take something potentially from this one. So, yeah, it's been a good day of action, Bryce. We'll have some very close games.
We certainly have. Nothing less than what we expect from Call of Duty Challengers Elite. Here, it's been fantastic. And of course, it's not just been one team dominating the other. We've had it going the distance over and over again. And this is what we were expecting to really, because we said coming into this is where opportunities are made. It's not just a tournament. You don't get one shot. It's about consistent playing over the course of the Elite.
Yeah, look, we've had normal suspects in terms of the top-level teams. I'm thinking of players like Aspect has impressed me. Covs has showed a few moments here and there. You think of players like Cobra in there as well, who are going to cause issue too. Some very, very good players in the European Challengers that maybe not a few people at home will be as aware of as some others. So it's nice to see some of the representation coming through here. Still some games to be played next week here in Europe that are going to make some big decisions on who's going through to playoffs to cause some real issue and get some money underneath their belt as well.
It certainly does. Well, that has been our 2 slots and our 4 games for your viewing pleasure. All the action from the European side of Call of Duty Challengers Elite has ended for tonight. But the action hasn't ended. Not only is there more to come from the European side next week, the North American side does start in an hour and a half. The action over there will be just as good, but with an American flavor. You aren't going to want to miss it, as everybody is playing for their lives. Opportunities in abundance, gameplay through the roof. And we've had a great time here on this one. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Call of Duty Challengers Elite, Week 1 from Europe, and we'll see you next time.